Hello, everybody, and welcome to the G12 Network, the very best NCAA Football 14 online dynasty around. And who else could introduce a G12 better than me? That's right, the coach. Now, thank you for supporting everybody at G12. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Is Uncle okay? How is everybody doing tonight in the G12, man? We got an awesome game tonight between Chuckleberry and Yofi and his Notre Dame Fighting Irish and Chuck's Missouri Tigers tonight. We got a new person in the booth tonight, new to the league. Uncle, how you feeling? How you a little nervous? How you doing tonight?
Nah, man, I'm good, but I'm not nervous, man. I mean, I do this on the daily on my YouTube channel, so this is nothing new to me.
Okay, awesome, guys. We actually have a doubleheader tonight. We actually have Hardcore, and then we have at Thrizzy, so that's a big game tonight. Thrizzy's Miami Hurricane will be hosting Hardcore and his Penn State Nittany Lions. Now we know a little bit about about Chuckleberry. He's been off for a little bit of couple weeks with the bye weeks. He had a good game. He struggles a little bit on the offensive bottle, and it doesn't make a lot of pre-adjustments like before the plays on both sides of the ball. He's kind of a routine, like not routine, but like an old school type of player where you pick a play, you're running that play no matter what. So, and then we got Yofi, that's well known around the league. He plays with Notre Dame. He's one of the top guys to a lot of people that were coming into this dynasty this year. So it's going to be interesting to see if Chuckleberry makes some adjustments today, see if that offense can get flowing today, see if he makes some adjustments before the plays and things like that. It's going to be see if Yofi's not that good at like pulling away from games like he should be. A lot of people think that he should be like finishing games off stronger. He kind of lets people hang in there throughout the game. So there's a lot that's going to be going on today, a lot of adjustments, I think. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I agree. So, I've been trying to, I'm all new to the G12, but I've been trying to catch up on the old games and everything like that. And I remember people saying that Chuckleberry didn't really change his plays, and I think he needs to get out of his comfort zone with that. He needs to at least try to make at least one or two pre-snap adjustments, just because if you don't do that, it's basically like playing against the computer, and we already know how easy it is to beat the computer and to put certain routes and put players in certain positions where they can go ahead and take advantage of those base play calls.
Yeah, that's a really good point with the computer thing, because it kind of, as we see a lot of these couple games from Chuck, it kind of looks like that where guys start to figure out things. He also, another interesting fact, he doesn't use his safety. He doesn't use his linebacker. He likes to use his defensive end. And he kind of gets himself in trouble with read options sometimes because the NCAA is kind of like glitchy on his read options where he'll literally run into the guy 15 times a game, but he won't tackle him. So that's going to be something awesome to see this game, to see if like maybe he noticed that, like maybe take a step back and let the quarterback run into him instead of just bull rushing in there. And then on Yofi, coming off of a victory against Fantasy World last week, actually, which was the team that you're taking over, the Texas Longhorns. Fantasy did really good it was a real defensive battle. It was surprising to a lot of people because Yofi is usually, he scores a lot of points. But he, like I said before we started, he likes to let people linger around, and that can sometimes get him in trouble. But he has been figuring it out and like pulling out these really close games. It's going to be interesting to see if he's going to, when he's up, he stays up and just keeps taking those shots and keeps playing tough.
Yeah. I mean, with that, like they always say, the good teams find ways to win games no matter what. So whether he pulls away or whether, he beats them by a half a point down the stretch, as long as he can get those wins, I think that's going to be the most important thing. But for a confidence factor going up against guys, say if he gets another rematch right now against Hardcore and the way that thing went on, he has to get that confidence by, getting a big win on certain people that he should get the big wins against. Not necessarily not playing down to your competition's level, but you have to play. You have to play within yourself and run your offense throughout the whole entire game. You don't want to play not to lose. You want to play to win, and you want to keep your foot on the gas, keep your foot on their throats the whole entire game for 7-minute quarters, 7 and 14 for all 28 minutes.
Exactly. Yep. I completely agree with that entire statement. Since you are new to the G12, Uncle, I mean, if you want to let the people know a little bit about you, what you do, like, I heard you say you do YouTube and things like that. Maybe tell us a little bit about you.
All right. So, Uncle Sam's Reject. I'm not really known on Twitch, but I'm very known on YouTube. 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. Main thing I do in my NCAA content is, I create my own universes, my own worlds, and tell my own stories and everything like that. And, I stepped away from NCAA for about a month or so, but, I found my way back, missed the game, loved the game, especially with the new news that we got where, we're actually going to be getting a new game. Just started a South Alabama dynasty on my channel. That's going crazy right now. And, I've always been, in the competitive NCAA. I've been in NCAA leagues from NCAA 10 to 14. And then me and a couple of my YouTuber friends, we got this series called the Team Builder Wars. And, we go head-to-head, and I'm undefeated in that, 4-0. So, I'm hoping to bring some of that good fortune here to the G12.
Nice. That's me. 30,000 subscribers, man. You got the people over there, man. That's awesome. That's awesome, actually. We did have a good, and we got the big news on the game, which is huge, shedding some light on the community here, which is much needed, I think, because they deserve it, man. So it's going to be awesome as we get in here to the start of this game. Looks like Chuckleberry coming out in some, what is that? I have not seen that before.
Let me see, because looks like my feed's a little bit behind. Are you watching through the G12 or are you watching on Chuckleberry stream?
I got the G12 open.
Okay, so mine still says I'm still on the kick return.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got the kick return.
Oh, my part. You talking about what he's got on? Oh, yeah.
What he's got on.
That is wild. Yeah, I was looking. I was like, what the hell? Yeah. Hey, man. If you look good, you play good. That's what Deion said.
Hey, that's true. As we have a big kick return, 41-yard return to start off the game here from Yofi. Yofi looks very determined as usual. Chuck, I don't know what he looks like under those glasses. Maybe this is a little chess move. I don't know, but I like it. It's like you said before this game, Uncle, getting out of your comfort zone. It kind of looks like Chuck's getting out of his comfort zone. Maybe you see something here in this game.
Yeah. It looks like, he's kind of, looks like he's basically going to try to take some of the pointers from some of the guys out here looking to make big things. But it's things like that on that last play where if you're controlling the DN, this is always going to be like a soft spot in that defense where, he can kind of, and it's easy to roll out. Everybody knows it's too easy to roll out in this game. If you're stuck on the DN and engaged, unless you're just elite with getting off of that block shed, that's pretty much guaranteed yards or a completed pass every single time.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of sucks to see that, actually, from Chuck coming out here on that DN. I would love to see him come out on a user, but here comes Yosi. Good first play. Comes out 1st and 10 now. Throws the under route to right. Gets another 10 yards. Bulldozer. Good reads by Yofi from these first couple reads so far. He's throwing it to the under, not forcing anything. That's. I think we see a lot of that from Yofi. He's real good with just taking what the defense gives him, and I think he notices that Chuckleberry is using that defensive end again. I'm sure he knows about that, so he's taking right advantage of that.
Yeah, and again, that defense end is something I like to do for somebody that plays like Yofi. I mean, you got to take that DN or one of those linebackers. You got to put them in the flats down there. But if you're controlling him, you're pretty much just giving him that route every single game. It's hard, for when people are old school gamers and they're going to be stuck in their ways, and sometimes you can't teach an old dog new tricks, especially if he's won some games that way. But he's just got to try to find a way to even if he clicks on one of the safeties or the linebackers and every other play just to give a different look. It doesn't have to be every play, but like I said, it's just making his reads entirely too easy, honestly.
Right. Looks like Yofi shifts over to hits a comeback route. Austin Jr. almost breaks it down, and just like that, Yofi is down to about the 15-yard line. He's doing some motion with his tight end. Bright has been in almost every single play, whether it's motion or it's that under route. So here we go, a little hurry up from Yofi. He's going to speed it up. Another first and down. I don't think he's had a second down. Well, other than last play, I think he accidentally clicked A too many times. But here we go. Book in the front, and Chuckleberry gets some pressure. Yofi's moving right down the field. It's good to see that. Chuck needs to make these adjustments. It's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully Chuck has an ear in the booth here and hears us, and maybe he makes adjustments throughout this game, because it can get ugly sometimes if a guy sees what you're doing and he just kills that every single time.
Yeah, well, the one good thing about Chuck down here is that the field does shrink. So it does make it a little bit easier for him to get some pressure for the defense, the computer defense that makes the plays. As you see there, he's all over that screen. And, screen plays against the user is definitely difficult. You have to really, be killing them with the run game to make them want to, over-pursue that. But early on in this game, I think that was a bad play call there.
Yeah, that was a little different. Yofi's actually really good throughout the weeks. He threw that option in, screen in the second or third quarter. It's completely not seen. But that was a little weird, like you said, that he actually threw that screen in early, and here comes that familiar bootleg to the right there, or whatever you want to call it, reverse. Or he loves that play, Uncle. He loves that. 4th and 1 here from Yofi. Do you go for it here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get all the way down here. My theory is, and what we say on my channel all the time, scare money don't make money. I mean, you get down here, you play the field position game. So even if you don't get it, I mean, that's almost a 90-plus yard drive for your opponent. And not saying that's hard, and most people can't do it, but it's going to make them sweat and make them work a little bit, and then it also sets them up to make mistakes to give you back that same field position if they were to throw a pick or fumble or anything like that.
Exactly. Here comes Book hits the flats, and it's wide open once again. Defense looks like the coverage. He did some motion and a touchdown by Yofi right there, already on the board on that 4th and 1 conversion for a touchdown. A great drive from Yofi. A questionable couple calls, but I think he's just getting the dinks and the rust out a little bit here. So it's going to be good. Like we keep saying, you got to see these adjustments by Chuckleberry throughout the game. Hopefully he sees this. He absolutely killed the unders in this drive. So we got to see Chuck. How important? What's your idea coming into your first drive? You just gave up a touchdown, Uncle. Where are you worried? How important it is to stay calm? There's still a lot of game here.
Oh yeah, you always want to stay calm in NCAA 14, just because there's a ton of ways to break down the defense in this game, and you can literally score in a matter of seconds on a big play, a missed tackle, especially when users are involved. A lot of users like to not strafe. They like to always go for the big hits. They like to over pursue. So you're always in the game. But if you're playing the type of defense that Chuck is playing, like I see here, that guy's in motion. He didn't really try to put a man on him. He didn't change his coverage or anything like that. You're going to have to get in the shootout, because I really don't think that type of defense is going to stop anyone.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think Chuck is averaging I don't want to say the wrong quote, but I think he's averaging less than 10 points a game. So I don't think a shootout is something that he wants to get into here, but that was a good 1st and 10 play right there. QB right up the middle. He's coming out here wide open. Like to see it in the under his comeback route to his slot. Good play so far from Chuck. I like it. I like to see it.
Well, yeah, if you're not averaging a lot of points a game, I mean, and I know that everybody knows that Yofi can score. You have to slow the game down and make him come to you. Use a little bit of the clock. Don't get too pass happy. I mean, at the end of the day, we know this is season 1. He has Missouri. Missouri versus Notre Dame is already going to be off a little bit, and it's definitely swings towards Yofi's favor. So it's just like when you're playing against the computer, against these better teams, you have to play within yourself, and you have to make them play your game, because if he tries to play Yofi's game, it's going to be a long night for him.
Exactly. I love that point, bringing it into the teams and their prestige levels and things like that. Definitely, I like that. You got to definitely slow it down, because you're already not faster than them. You're already not, you're not better at them. Oh, Chuck almost breaks one's out, gets hit by his lineman there. That could have been ugly right there for Yofi, but he catches him 3rd and 1. That was another good play. I like to see Chuck, like you said, slowing the ball down. He's wasting a little bit of clock here. He's thinking I think he understands that Missouri's not better than Notre Dame. So that was a great point on you, Uncle, to bring up. You got to set your foot. You got to control the game the way you want the game to go.
Yeah.
we go, another third
that's
one.
A good play
action.
call. Oh, that's a good play call.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one to shake it up right there. I like this. I like this so far. He comes out wide open, and then he gets a couple runs, and he does a play action. This is good offense. This is a little bit different than what we're used to seeing Chuck doing, so it's awesome to see him move the ball up here.
Yeah, and this is also one of those things where he can also use Yofi's user to his advantage. Because if Yofi's gonna keep running the ball, Yofi's gonna keep walking down that safety, that's gonna open up a lot of things in the defensive backfield in that second and third level for Chuck out here in today's game.
Throws it right over the middle, 2nd and inches. That was a little risky, but it capitalized. He got it. Chuck is known for, throwing it in some tight windows we've seen through the couple games that he has played. So hopefully, that doesn't come back to bite him here. But another good underride. So the thing with Chuck is, I've noticed for that, because I've called a couple games for him, Chuck will do these kind of plays where every wide receiver goes short, or like the plays are kind of just like 5 yards. Everybody does 5 yards something, and that kind of gets him in trouble with throwing in these tight windows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely want to. Not every play you want to have levels, but you definitely want to have different options, because if you keep everybody in that short window, it not only is there an advantage to your opponent, but it's an advantage to his AI, because they really don't have to think too much. The thing about with those short routes, unless you have everybody crossing around each other and everything like that, you have to make those defenders make a choice. But if you keep everybody within the same vicinity, it's an easy choice for a defense because everybody's bunched up.
Exactly. And here comes Chuck right out on a 1st and 10. Kind of get that little glitchy on that. I've learned I will never run a pitch play ever again in a user game, because I don't know if you noticed this, Uncle, but when he catches it, he freezes, and then he'll run just for a split second.
Yeah, there's a few plays when I come into user games where I just throw them out of my playbook. I won't run them. I won't attempt them. Only time I will run a toss is on a 2-point conversion.
Okay.
Ooh.
He throws it in that tight window on the out to the sideline. Once again, that was tight, but he breaks. He gets a break right there, and it's 3rd and 8. That was a risky. I didn't see if that was a play action once again, but it's important here for Chuck to get some points, and I think he will. But don't turn the ball over here. It's very important because, like we said, you don't want to get too far behind, especially against a guy like Yofi if you're not a scorer. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but that goes to show what I said with playing within your team's skill set, because you don't have the same quarterback as Yofi, so that tight window throw that it looks open, and yes, to an elite quarterback in this game, it is open. But when you have we have Missouri's quarterback, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a horrible throw, overshot, undershot, or just thrown directly to the defender. Because Yofi has such a good team, they have higher jumping abilities, higher awareness abilities, higher play recognition abilities, and it just all trumps what Chuck has on his team. But he does get the 3 here. That's cool. But now, if he can't stop Yofi, and if somebody's scoring 7 and you're scoring 3, you lost the game right there.
Exactly, and it's very important here that Chuckleberry does get a big stop here. It's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully he understood. Yofi destroyed him in the flats in the last possession, so it's important for Chuck to. I hope Chuck notices that and makes these adjustments. This is what I love about after this first drive. This is where you're going to start seeing guys. Hopefully to make these adjustments in order to stay in games and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, with that, but my fear is with him not being a linebacker safety user guy, is if he just tries to go to cover 2 to take away those flats, and then with him on the DN, those C routes and those those out routes and those post routes are going to be wide open for the rest of the game if he tries to overcompensate for the flats.
Exactly. It looks like this kind of looks like a cover 2 man, maybe, but about to find out. Yofi's doing a lot of pre-adjustments here, and it comes a read option. He's going to get about 8 yards or 7 yards there. That was a good play by Yofi. Yofi's doing really good with making these, he's flipping the plays, he's sending people in motion. You're seeing that he's using his tight ends, and so Chuckle has to maybe switch up at defense. I don't know. We say this a lot in Chuck's game, adjustments and switching things up. So here we go, 2nd and 3. Yofi back in the shotgun. He's going to do a play action, and he's going to get a big sack for Chuck right there on the input. Great play.
Yeah, see, that was great pressure there. Yofi kind of drifted right into the defender. You know, we already know play action plays are a little gutsy in this game, but one thing I've noticed about Yofi so far is that he's not afraid to just, you know, he's not looking for the big shot yet. He's not afraid to just take what he gives him, get his 3 yards, his 4 yards, his 5 yards, you know, and, you know, make the drives make sense. Right now, it's all about making the next down more manageable. Of course, that sack didn't help that, but if you're picking up 3 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, next thing you know, you're going to have a third and short, a fourth and short, and you can easily keep those chains moving.
Exactly, and Yofi is kind of a guy. This is what I'm talking about before we start. We were talking about before the game started. Yofi will kind of. This is what I'm like. He'll let people linger because sometimes he doesn't, you know, take those shots. He's kind of a safe guy himself in a way. So both of these guys are kind of not big risk takers. So, but Chuck did get the stop right there. That's really good. We talked about that from the last drive. So it's going to be important here to see if Chuck can get some more than 3 on the board here.
Yeah, I think if Chuck gets into the red zone, he has to try to get 6 here. Your defense showed you that they can make some plays. You just got to trust and believe in them a little bit. You can't play afraid. And I would like to see him use a little more misdirection, whether it's play action, whether it's a read option, whether it's a counter play. You know, Yofi kind of has a key on what it is that he's trying to do early on, like he did with that play action play earlier. You got to kind of catch his user in a bad spot, because with him using, you know, certain players, safeties and linebackers, he's going to leave that zone wide open.
Exactly. Another play action in his quarterback. That was also a tight window. He had a man right on him, and a little bit more that could have been intercepted by that deep safety. So we're seeing these tight windows once again getting pushed. It's 3rd and 10 now. What kind of play are you kind of thinking? Do you have a 3rd and 10 kind of play, or do you have a play in mind for these 3rd and longs or 2nd and long plays?
So for my 3rd and longs, I come out, you know, 3-4 wide, and I go based off of what the defense does. A lot of pre-snap adjustments. Oh, it's all good. I got 2 dogs myself. A lot of pre-snap adjustments. Right there, you know, I wouldn't have come out under center. I don't think he would come out under center 3rd and long like that.
Exactly. Yeah, I seen that same thing. Yofi, we've seen from the first drive, he came out in that spread all out and that no halfback in the backfield with his quarterback. And he kind of went into that conservative kind of offense where he I guess maybe something scared him that Yofi did or something. But once again, we're starting to see this drift where Chuck is getting into that too conservative, where he makes too close throws, kind of boxes himself before the game's even kind of started here. So
yeah, he's definitely. There was no need for a shot play on that 2nd and long. Right there, what I would do, especially if I'm struggling, I would just try to make that 3rd down manageable. Because you don't want to go 3rd and 10 against a guy like Yofi, and you don't want to come out under center against a guy like Yofi. And Yofi's breaking a big run here. He might be going, okay, way to hump him down there. And yeah, see that's the thing where if he's using a safety, there's no guarantee he's going to make that tackle, but he has a lot likely to at least, you know, swerve Yofi's course of his route there.
Exactly, and a lot of the guys I've been noticing that when I call these games with Chuckleberry, they do a really good job. Like after that kind of first drive, they started picking up things as we're here into the first quarter with a big run by Ian Book there. They will run away from Chuck's user on whatever side of the defense end he's using, and it kind of kills Chuck because about time it's already past that first line of defense. It's too late where he kind of just can't. It's 10, 15 yards no matter what because he's switching over there and then he's got to hawk him down.
Yeah, and again it comes down to the ratings difference between Notre Dame and Missouri, because those guys on Missouri, their play rec and their awareness isn't going to be that high. So when Yofi uses that misdirection to go right, and Chuck's user is on that right side, that whole left side one-on-one computer, and I'm pretty sure anybody in this league, if they have one-on-one computer, they're pretty confident that they can at least get a few more yards after that, you know, initial burst onto the 2nd level.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think it might be worth, like, if you do use, or well, I don't know what type of player, if you do this or not, but maybe throw on aggressive on the adjustments or your things before the defense if you're not big on those things. As another big sack from Chuck, that was he got some pressure right there. That was a good sack right there, great Chuck.
Yeah, that's a big sack. But yeah, for me, I'm a feel throughout the game guy. So I had my first initial conservative aggressive adjustments. But after a while, you have to go based off how your opponent is playing. And right now, he does need his guys. It's a lot that he's not doing by not making pre-snap adjustments, because you can put a guy in the deep purple, you can put a guy in the flat, you can blitz this guy, you can main this guy, you can contain the edge on this guy, and then if Yofi was to try to go for these big home run plays all game, I think Chuck will be fine. I think Yofi gets a little bit greedy there, and that's when he picks up those bad sacks. But if Yofi stays quick hit here, quick hit there, counter here, option there, I think he can. This game can be a long day for Chuck. Right there, he gets the protection. Ooh, big drop.
Hypnotic, thank you so much for the gifted subs to the community. I appreciate that. The Baker Vision and Nightski. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate you. That's your fourth to the channel. I hope you enjoy your guys' sub badges and sub emotes. We do got new sub emotes for the G12 with some of the old school guys that we're going to be also subbing out for some new school guys, like maybe possibly like me and Uncle. We did an awesome thing with that, with green screens and doing some adjustments. So thank you again. And everybody that's hanging out in the G12 channel, thank you so much. I hope you're having a beautiful night. I hope you're staying safe with all the weather that's moving across the state. So, but we got Chuckleberry holds Notre Dame to 3 points right there. That was a huge drop that benefited Chuckleberry. So it's going to be interesting to see. Are we going to see Chuckleberry come out in this wide open offense? We're going to see him go back under the center and do some play actions. This is the thing with Chuck. He kind of gets repetitive. So is he going to run right here on the first down? You know what I mean? Is he going to run and then do a play action on second, and then he's going to be forced to throw the ball? Things like that all come into effect with Chuck when he's playing other people.
Yeah, holding him to 3 there. That's a big stop. But right there, that's a big gutsy throw right there. Oh, and he breaks a tackle. All right, so boom, yeah, he does. He comes out. So he comes out throwing the ball, and once again, he's trusting. He's trusting his instincts versus Yofi's AI, because in a lot of these user games, you really want to go at the other guy's AI. You really don't want to try anybody's user for the most part, because usually somebody will make the play. So quick, bam, get it out the way, because Yofi is getting great pressure up front. Chuck isn't really having the most amount of time, underneath center at that. And so he's going to have quick hits if he's not going to go in the shotgun. Yeah. That was a gutsy throw. Oh my god.
He's a risky one, man. What is it? Is it T-Mac or Cave? T-Mac Valley. Sorry, I'm a little iffy with names. I don't know what it is about me, but I'm a little rough on them. If you're thinking about joining the G12, we have an amazing Discord. Hardcore just linked it. If you want to join our Discord, we have an application thing in there. Getting involved in the community and things like that, calling games is also a good way to get involved with the G12 and get your name out there and just being part of the G12 games like you are now. So thank you. But that is what we do to get, if you are interested in the G12. 3rd and 4 here from Chuck. He's still risking the ball. We're seeing he's gonna have to come out here. Is this 4-down territory? Or
this is 4-down territory. This play right here will be all about making the 4th down easier. But he gets the read that he wants there, and that's not a bad idea right there. Because if he were to try to run the ball there, he would have been stuffed up the middle. But right there now he's getting Yofi, I would say, not uncomfortable, but he's definitely keeping him off on his toes and off balance a little bit here.
Yeah, I like that play definitely. Those cross routes can definitely get a user out of formation, because it makes the user choose on which one they're going to do, and then you kind of throw it away from them. So that's kind of a way to get to beat that. Big play from Chuck right there.
So yeah, right now, no field goals. You cannot kick 3 here. It's punch it in or die right now. This is where it is right now.
So 4 down, no matter what.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to score a touchdown. You got to try to get 6. Because like I said, once again, even with Yofi earlier, this is just you play the field position game now. I would like to see him switch up oh man, what a run! I would like to see him switch up his formations a little bit. He's making, because it's too easy. You see the pressure that Notre Dame is getting up front, even though there was a tough run there by his running back. But the name of the game in the red zone is spreading people out, you know, and finding a soft spot in that defense. But if you're keeping everybody, you know, huddled up against each other, it's just going to be extremely hard to score.
Yeah, I agree with that. Chuck definitely needs to spread it out. It'd be nice to see that empty backfield once again that he had in the beginning of the game. But he's going to come out here in this build-up. He's going to –
good user. Oh, wow. Okay. That almost looks like Yofi's touchdown. It was almost the same exact play.
Yeah, I don't know. That must have been I guess the two guys were getting manned there, but I don't know who was supposed to be guarding the linebacker.
Well, it looked like Yofi just put somebody in the flats, but they didn't get to, or he just sealed the edge and he didn't really get all the way out there to make that play. It was a good read, though. I mean, that's exactly what he needed. He now it's a ball. See, more pressure is on Yofi than it is on Chuck anyway, because Chuck's winless, right? Yofi's 4-1, but Yofi's team, even though the rankings don't matter as much, he's still the number 7 team in the nation. So with a team as good as Notre Dame, you know, Chuck could play loose and free because he really has nothing to lose there. Because on paper, he's not supposed to win this game anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you think, and the NCAA, do you think like home field advantage and like certain games NCAA can maybe like affect some outcomes, or do you not a believer of that? Do you think it's all just what happens between the users?
No, it's definitely because, you know, just the crowd noise can affect your quarterback if you don't have a premier quarterback. It messes up your guys' awareness. You know, even though they didn't have it in this as much as they did in like the older NCAAs, when you call audibles, they don't necessarily always get the information. They don't always run their routes as crisp. And, you know, I believe that the home team definitely plays up when they're at home, and they definitely have an advantage there.
As Yofi comes out in the 2nd and 7, gets a big play over the middle to Lindsey. A good play by Yofi. We've yet to see both these guys either one of them take a shot. I don't think we've seen a ball go. I mean, that was a good run after catch right there, but I don't think we've seen any like go routes being taken or any like big like 40-yard throws over the middle or something. So it's gonna be interesting to see who takes that first shot.
I think all of Yofi's shot plays have been sacks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
See, but now he's seen something that he likes out of Chuck's defense. So now this is where is Chuck going to be the one? Is Chuck going to make the adjustment? I feel like he's done a good job play call adjusting, but he has to get into his defensive hot routes. Because if you put a deep purple there, like, or even user that spot, you take that play away, and now you have to make him go to a 2nd, 3rd, or 4th read.
Yeah, Yofi comes out here in the 1st and 10. He's going to send another guy in motion. Looks like that's a blocker guy. He's got a screen set up, and he does hit that screen.
Good play call. Who was coming back?
Was that an offensive lineman down the field or something?
Yeah, it's coming. Some way, shape, or form, it is coming back. Oh, no. Roughing the pass. Wow. Okay. So, wow. Okay.
That's a tough break for Chuck.
Yeah. It's one of those like, I got a free shot, but it's a screen play.
As the 1st and 10 comes over here, Yofi, 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Tied up ball game. It's been pretty good. We've seen Chuck not give up. You know, he doesn't. You know, he's staying right in this game, not giving up too much. And Yofi's going to come out here in that. It's one of those plays he loves, and he does a beautiful user screen. Oh, and he hits him on the skaters, and he gets down to the 1-yard line. He loves that play. Loves it.
Yeah, I mean that, and like I said, that's when I talked about every user in this league is licking their chops when they see one-on-one with any defensive computer. Because right there, he did the double juke, and I mean he broke his ankles there, man. I mean the dude has to go get taped up after that move. Big stop him at the 1 there. I mean we know that you can get a good goal line stand here, but I think it's going to be tough because I think the guys in the trenches up front for Yofi are going to be a little bit better, and that's actually a nice play call. But they do stuff it, so they lose it. They lose about a few inches, maybe a yard there. It makes it a little bit harder, but I feel like sometimes in the red zone, the further away from the 1-yard line you get, a little bit easier it gets to call a play.
Yeah, are you a big quarterback guy, like quarterback sneaking kind of guy? Like, do you quarterback sneak here on the 1, or do you not use it as much?
Nah, I
don't want you to get too much. I know I told you.
Yeah. I'm more of a misdirection read option guy, or maybe just like a pre-made quarterback run. That's a big tackle right there, 3rd and goal coming up. So, you know, I mean, yeah, there's so many different things you can do in the red zone, you know, against a user. And I just try not to overthink it, but I think quarterback sneaks don't really work like that in this game. But there's so many things you can do just to, play to the strengths of your team. And let's be real, to play to the strengths of this game's meta.
Right, and if you see here, Chuck doesn't make any adjustments right here. He just leaves him right to it, and Yofi's going to come out. He's going to get some pressure and a big sack. This was a huge so it's 4th and goal. You've lost about 6 yards now. You've tried 4 times, a run play, a couple pass plays, a sack now. Are you going for I mean, I've seen you say you go for it, but do you go for it, or do you just take your field goal and don't push anything?
So Yofi had first ball?
Yes.
Yeah, I take my points here. Just because he missed it. Okay, no, he made it. But just because 1:14 left, Chuck doesn't really have, even though he's had a few the last drive, I don't think he's a big quick hit, big play offense. So you use that to your advantage here. I hope maybe you can get a 3 and out, so you can possibly try to score again, or maybe you even get an interception with these risky throws that he's making out here.
And we've got a minute and 12. Maybe we will see some shots here from Chuck. It's going to be important. I mean, are you trying to score here? Are you happy with where you're at if you're Chuck, or are you trying to get a field goal at least? What are you kind of doing here?
I'm trying to score 6. I'm coming out here, maybe a little play action, maybe try to go over the top. Even if it's not there, throw it away or scramble with your quarterback, because I think Chuck has a pretty quick quarterback. But Yofi was he coming out here cover 2, playing around with the safety. Boom, that's a good play call right there. Now he's got to show the stick off. Boom. So you can either use your timeout here to give you guys a little bit of breather or get back on the ball. The beauty of college football is clock stops with every single first down. So you're always able to score late in the game for the simple fact that the clock is always going to slow down. Even with 30 seconds left on your own 2, you can still find a way to get some points out of that drive.
Yeah, that's a good point. With the first down stop clockage, and he comes out with a play action here, does scramble, and he gets another risky one and somehow catches it. So another 2nd and inches. Clock does continue to run. Looks like Chuck hasn't. Did he? I don't know. Let's see what our overlays.
Yeah, I can't see if he called a timeout on that either.
It looks like the clock hasn't moved since he got into the huddle. So
I think it's safe to say, just in a football way, that he called timeout. Yeah, he called timeout.
Yeah. So here we go. 2nd and inches. He's coming back out under the center. He does a motion with the fullback.
He's definitely running this.
Play action once again. Hits another.
What a throw! Out of bounds.
The sidelines. Good play. I mean, he's going to this 5 or 10 yards to the sidelines. Throw a lot here. It's interesting to see that. Yofi has
now he's challenging Yofi to adjust the way he's doing, because now what Yofi has done, Chuck has a rhythm now. He has his confidence. His swagger's back. Like that now, I feel like he's feeling like, oh, he can't stop me if I do this and do that. And you notice he's coming out in pretty much the same sets every single way, every single time. Tight ends might be moving left or right, as that's another gutsy throw. But the DB didn't turn around and find the ball, so that could have just as easily been a completion as well.
Yeah, I think Yofi's gonna see that, and he might jump that soon. Don't be surprised if he jumps that, because that's about how many times has he ran a play similar to that in this game already. So
close to 10. It's on the other side of 5. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and it's 2nd and 10 now. He's coming out here in the pistol, something different. 40 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Here we go. He does an audible. He's going to go right back under the center. 2 guys go to the left, 1 to the right. 4 seconds on the play clock. 3, he hikes it. Quick pass underneath. Good user.
See, this is one thing I don't agree with. I feel like Chuck is playing a little too safe here. He's making it too easy of a stop here for him with stuff like that. But he did make the 3rd down a lot more manageable. Good user on the outside there, but good user play. No, you don't die there.
16 seconds, and Yofi gets the turnover with a questionable dive. I don't know if that was a dive or a tackle, but a big play break for Yofi's defense there. And Yofi's going to get the ball back here with 19 seconds left, 2 timeouts left. About 16 seconds. If you're Yofi, are you taking some shots? Are you taking a knee? What are you doing here
Absolutely taking shots. Like I said, this is what I'm talking about. First down, clock stops. So but from what I've told is Yofi is known to just take a knee going into the half if he's comfortable where he's at. He's not afraid to he's unafraid to play defense in a way. So, you know what I mean? He's confident what he wants to do. But there with Chuck, man, you gotta use that same quick move you use to get inside. You gotta get right back outside. Never dive in any EA football game, no matter the year. Never dive for in EA football games. You will be upset with everybody after that. And I think Ian Book has a shot here. He might have waited a little bit too long. Oh no, little delayed release from Williams. Now you get a timeout. Definitely can't get 3 here, but you know, I mean, you could probably run a no huddle because you like the defense he just came out in, and you just hope and pray you can get a good shot downfield.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see one more play here. 3 seconds left. Here we go. Ian Book, he calls a timeout. Think about this one. Yeah. So definitely a good play from Notre Dame right there. So I guess after this is all he looks like he's looking at field goal. He's looking at a 65-yard field goal if he does go out here and do it. Mm-hmm. So all this is just what do we call it? Free plays, I guess, since you made the defensive stop here. So here we go, 65-yard banger right here. This is a hell of a kick. This would definitely be top. He's going to kick it.
Is the wind at his back? Okay,
no good.
As expected, but hey, I mean, gave it a good ride. I will say that. Definitely gave it a good ride there. I would have put somebody back there to return it.
Yeah, I would have too. Do some Auburn miracle, some magic, Alabama days. But beautiful second half. Surprised a little bit from Chuck here. I like to see it. He's still in this game, and like we talked about, Yofi may or may not be letting him linger, but I think he's going to make some adjustments, especially what we talked about on those, what do you call them, out routes or post routes? 10 yards to the break to the sideline. I think don't be surprised if Yofi makes an adjustment and maybe hawks one of those plays. But what do you think about the first half here, Uncle?
So the first half, a great display of football. I mean, Chuck is playing loose. He's playing great. I feel like Yofi is playing not nervous, but a little too safe. Because I think he's getting bored of the dink and dunk. He wants to try to open it up. But every time he tries to open it up, Chuck is getting good pressure up front. But like you said, I expect Yofi to make adjustments on that route, mainly because he's coming out of that route in play action. So that's going to give Yofi and/or his AI an extra opportunity to get over there to jump that play. But I would also like to see Chuck maybe run that play again, but maybe instead of bringing that tight end to the post corner, run a slant over the middle, run a go route, run underneath, maybe bring your running back out on a swing pass on the left side, because now you have Yofi's attention to try to jump that route, and now, like I said, you're going to have one-on-one, maybe 2-on-2 with the user v computer, and usually a user is going to win that opportunity every time.
Yeah, and this is the fun part about the second half in a user versus user. What's up, Thrizzy? As we get into the second half, we're going to hopefully see both these guys get a little bit deeper into their playbooks on both sides of the ball. We're going to see adjustments that we were just talking about. It's 10-13, and these adjustments, it could make or break both guys, of course. But it is very important that they make these adjustments in order to come out with the win, of course. But Chuck, hopefully, we talk about this a lot every game he plays in. Hopefully he does see these adjustments. He's going to have to he gets into this, he busts it wide open, he gets it down the field, and then he shrinks. He gets something, I don't know what happens, but we've seen that. So hopefully when he does get down the field, he just stays and keeps that going. Maybe instead of going to the huddle, maybe rush it up a little bit, get into a no-huddle look. So, and then Yofi, and also another thing, we're going to see these guys take a shot. We haven't seen many shots from either one of these guys, and I think both of these guys are getting a little comfortable. So I think it's going to be very important to see who's going to make that step outside of the box where it gets people out of the uncomfort zone. So it's going to be really good to see that.
Yeah, I want to see Chuck spread his team out a little bit. I want to see him spread Yofi's defense out. I want to see him, make Yofi and his user make more choices, because these throw, get from under center, because Yofi's getting pressure. Your O-line is holding up for now, but as this game goes along, Yofi's team is a lot stronger, a lot faster. They're going to be bruising them a little bit more, and they're going to be breaking that line down. And maybe I think Chuck will benefit from a screen pass, maybe a little bit more counter runs, but he's coming out in the same look. The most from not under center he's getting is the pistol, but I think it's easy to contain for Yofi, because he's not really having to worry about a different route combination. All his route combinations are pretty similar. His runs are pretty much up the middle, and like I said, I just think Chuck is playing not to lose, and I expect Yofi. I'm actually expecting Yofi to probably get 2 turnovers in this second half with the adjustments that I expect him to make with Chuck's pretty predictable offense. But I definitely expect I definitely still see this maybe being a 1-score game at the end.
Yeah, I think I'm up there with your turnover battle. I think we have 1 turnover, which was that fumble right before the second half there, before the end of this first half, sorry. But yeah, I forgot to mention, we got Uncle Sam. It's his first game. Uncle Sam's Reject. He's an awesome content creator, new to the G12. He's going to be taking over Fantasy League's Texas Longhorns. I actually play him tomorrow in the G12. I think that's at 4:30 Eastern or 5:30 Eastern. So that's going to be so much fun. It's going to be awesome. You picked up a good team in Texas. Are you excited? Do you like Texas, or have you tried any things?
So are these the year 1 rosters? That's the only no. Is this year 1? Like starts out Sam Ellinger and all those guys. Then I like it. I mean, I checked out their base roster. They're not that fast. So when I play some of those SEC schools and stuff like that, it's gonna be nerve-wracking. But luckily I play you first, and your team, like, as far as speed-wise, they're more so on the same level. Yeah. So it's a good way to come out. But I'm definitely looking forward to having fun and coming out one of the. Like I said, I've played users, but it's usually with like team builders, even teams. So I'm excited to come out and see how you guys make. I know you're coming off of a big loss, so I know you're licking your chops a little bit coming in. You definitely trying to get back, get your swagger back. And I'm an 18-point underdog, man. So I mean, I know a lot of it has to do with the team I'm inheriting and not my skills, but I just want to come out here and put out a good show, and I don't expect to go undefeated in a 12-game user schedule. I mean, that's pretty damn impossible for most people to do year in and year out. But I definitely want to make things interesting here as things move along. I know I got some pretty good guys on my schedule. I'm scouting guys a little bit, and I'm looking forward to it, man. Because in my community, a lot of people call me out. A lot of people try to say that I'm not that good at the game, that I cheese the game. Even though I'm 4-0 against other YouTubers and everything like that. Haven't lost the game, but I'm looking forward to see where we can come out and just have some fun and put on a good show.
Exactly. I'm all about putting on a good show for the G12 and everybody here. So it's going to be so much fun doing it. Yeah, you'll learn we got a dog picking games, and then we got a computer picking games. So you'll learn that's some baloney a little bit. I think the dog's more consistent than the computer, honestly. But yeah, speaking on we have this is a doubleheader night, by the way, guys. We have Hardcore, a big game tonight. Hardcore versus at Thrizzy's Miami Hurricane. Thrizzy's 3-2, Hardcore 3-0. Thrizzy could be definitely 5-0 just with a couple plays going his way. And Hardcore, we all know that he puts up I think he's averaging like 40 plus, 50 plus a game. So his Penn State, it's a bad game. So it's going to be interesting to see that. Thrizzy's a great player. Hardcore's a great player. That's coming up right after this game. 8:30. Well, that's 9:30 Eastern. Well, I don't know. No, it's right after this game.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that game because I know preseason a lot of people, those are like the 1 and 2 guys that everybody's looking forward to. And Thursday has been putting up some great games. Hardcore is running away in his games late. I think that's going to be the battle of adjustments because Thrizzy has a great user, but from what I've seen, Hardcore, he has his game plan, and nobody has been able to stop it so far. It keeps people off balance. It keeps people on their toes, and it should be a fun game.
Yeah, exactly. It's Chuckle comes out, gets a good couple plays here to begin the start of the half. He goes that first play, we didn't miss it. He goes right back to that post route, and he gets that, and then he comes back here under the center again, gets that little halfback. I don't know if that was an angle or a halfback out. But he gets that, so he's moving right up the field again. Hopefully, he keeps this momentum going. He comes right here, right up underneath the center, fullback in there with this halfback. Does a motion here.
Yeah,
it's going to be a run. Yofi overruns it, and 2 yards, positive yards is a good play. So, especially
this
on early
is what I say is predictable. I knew that play was coming.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yofi definitely knew that play was coming, and only thing that happened there was Yofi got NCAA right there. Because we already know when you get in the backfield how hard it is for these defenders to break down and make plays. So that should have been a negative play, but he uses the game to his advantage. And like I said, if he doesn't get Yofi on his toes a little bit, like Yofi's got a snap count down pat and everything like that. Wow.
My God.
Wow.
I think that one went through this guy.
I need to see that again. Yo, he really split those defenders there. Holy shit.
Missouri, you know, we see.
And that's
Yofi,
exactly why he should be taking more shots. If his quarterback can make that throw, he could definitely make a throw downfield.
Yeah, I would love to see a shot. We see a run on first down, play action on second down. Mm-hmm. It's first down now here. I'm just going to guess play action again, or a post route. But that's just me. But it's working. He's moving down the field. He comes back in here under the center. 1st and 10. He does a run play to the left, and he gets stopped by that Notre Dame defense. Beautiful done by that defense.
Chuck's play calling has a cadence to it, and as he gets successful, his play calls get the same. So one thing we know, like, you can't run on first down every single down, especially when like Yofi's defense is not spread out. Everybody was able to come in off that edge. His linemen are outmatched. Yofi isn't dropping people into coverage. Looks like he's mainly in man, shorter zone. He's blitzing some guys off the edge and everything like that. Like right there, same thing. There's a lot of unblocked blue jerseys there. Missouri's offensive line is just not fast enough to pull to get into that gap to spring Chuck. So this is where he's got to get a little more creative, open up the playbook, and there's a lot of holes in dime defense. He's got to notice right now. I mean, he's in dime because he wants his fastest guys to be on the field, and he's just got to try to work the middle of the field, find the soft spots, and maybe even run with his quarterback.
Does
good misdirection.
Good play. That was a good play. I think you commented on that earlier at halftime. If you're going to do that play action, send that running back out so you can come back to that. So I think you called that one.
Yep. And Yofi was all that right side was boxed. There was going to be no completing the pass over there. And only thing he didn't do, he didn't put a proper move on the defense. But now this is where I would play not scared, but I would play a little smart. This is where I would 100% be coming away with 3, no matter what. I'm not forcing a pass anywhere. I'm not getting cute. I might run the ball 3 times, maybe one play action. If it's there, if it's there. If it's not, it's not. Kick, take my 3, and continue to play defense, because this defense isn't playing bad, man. So, if his defense continues to play like this, he's going to be good money. But if Yofi finds those adjustments that I think he'll find in the second half, then he could really bust it open here. But Chuck is also playing this game slow, as that is, wow, I would never throw that pass.
As you talked about it, he does it. And 3rd and 6 here coming from Chuckleberry. He's moving down, but I definitely agree. Definitely got to get points here. His defense is hanging on, surprisingly, with this Notre Dame offense. And I think that comes back once again. Yofi not taking many shots. He's kind of, if you think about it, I mean, we're talking about how Chuck is kind of getting, he's doing this every drive. Yofi's kind of doing that on a different scale, but hitting the flats. He does that reverse run play. He does that. So it's these guys. They're just kind of just sitting here. They're just sitting here hovering with each other. He hits it. He gets it. Another risky one. He gets it right over the plate. 3rd and 6. First down. Chuckleberry.
That one wasn't as risky because he went at his user, and that's a hard play without lag to make against the computer. So it's about 5 to 10 times harder against a human who's more boxed out there. Unless they give you that one hand kind of like fall over animation to pick that off there, you can kind of complete that every single time. His best bet there was to try to put a hit on that tight end and maybe draw the ball loose that way.
Exactly. We've got Mac Dub in the chat. What's up, Mac Dub? I appreciate everybody in here hanging.
Oh, what a dot!
Ooh, Missouri throwing. Oh, my God. Chuckleberry gets a big touchdown and takes the lead.
Wow.
Chuckleberry with the lead. That's right. You heard it here first in the G12. Chuck has the lead on Yofi, Notre Dame's. It is now going to be 17-13. Missouri, and he does that play action once again, throws it, risking it for the biscuit, baby, and he gets it. And he gets it 17-13.
That was the most YOLO throw I've ever seen.
Chuck, quote from Mac, luck is where preparation meets, or something like that. Luck meets preparation or something. I don't know, but here we go. It's important here, Yofi.
But that's a W there, because Chuck kind of did what he wanted on that drive for the first time in his game. He kind of did what he wanted there. He was in the driver's seat that whole entire drive. He made Yofi play to him opposed to playing to Yofi.
Right, yes. Did we lose Uncle?
Yep. Check.
Oh, no, you're good. There we go. Yeah, you're good. Sorry. Your screen froze, but your voice is still here.
Oh, okay.
But, 1st and 10 coming out here from Notre Dame, Yofi. Here we go. He sends another guy in motion, does a run play, cuts it back to the middle, big play, and he's going to get a 2nd and 1 big 9-yard run from that Notre Dame Kyron Williams. 9-yard
so if I'm Yofi here, I'm taking a shot downfield, man.
Somebody's got to.
One safety high. I'm taking a shot downfield. Good run there. Hey, good tackle by the computer, but. I mean, one safety high, somebody's got to get open, but he doesn't have he has this heavy personnel out on the field, so he doesn't necessarily have his burners out. But somebody's got to make a play. But now, even with this 2 safety high look, one of those safeties are coming down. One safety high, somebody's got to make a decision somewhere along the line. But I mean, is also his play call Sarah work? Good trip up there. That's a big tackle.
Yeah, as Chat's saying, Yofi's dropped about 20 interceptions, so it's definitely there. We see it.
His play calls are there. He's got everybody in position to make these plays.
Yeah, and we're seeing some momentum here from Yofi. He goes right back up. I think he hasn't passed the ball once this drive, just pounding the ball. So it's now 1st and 10 again, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter, 17-13 Missouri. Notre Dame with the ball, baby. Here we go.
All right, let's go.
1st and 10.
So if you're Yofi here, what is your mindset in this drive?
I'm doing exactly what he's doing. I'm probably pissed off a little bit. I feel like Yofi's pissed off as we talked about interceptions. I know I'd be pissed off, but I'm keeping a little bit of speed. But you got to make sure you don't do anything crazy. I want to see some plays, but don't get your head above, what you should be doing, as in just throwing the ball recklessly, because EA tends to, we're seeing luck on Chuck's side, but I guarantee you, as soon as Yofi throws a ball here, if he does something like Chuck, it's getting intercepted. But 2nd and 16, he has not ran the ball yet. I mean, he has not passed. Sorry.
I still think his play calling is a little bit safe.
Yeah.
All right, go frozen there. Oh no! Just take off. Is that a fumble? Okay, I couldn't really tell. But yeah, it's now. I feel like the old pucker fact, the old sphincter is closing up. It's getting tight. I feel like he's feeling the upset is on the way. So he's trying to he's doing the opposite. Instead of coming out being mad and just chucking the ball all over the place, he's kind of not cowering, but he's kind of playing slower and what I feel like is not really him, trying not to make any more mistakes to make this any worse than what it can be. Right there, just make a decision. Throw the ball, run the ball, make a play happen. And now Chuck is getting all of the momentum. He's up. He's not supposed to be winning. He's an underdog coming to this. His defense is making plays. He's doing what he wants on offense. Yeah, so I think if Chuck scores here, I think if Chuck scores here pretty easily, Yofi comes back and turns the ball over, and that's going to be the ball game.
Yeah, here we go. Notre Dame punched the ball. It looked like Yofi had 2 people open on that play. He's got Ian Book, I think, can make that play to RB, that post route.
If Chuck's quarterbacks can make those plays, his quarterback can make this play.
Definitely. It looks like Yofi is, like you were talking about, he might be shook up right now. He honestly might be shook, and he's kind of late on play, making play reads, making just he just might be shook up from maybe the drop pass, the drop interceptions, just what Yofi's doing, just being in this game, because a lot of people don't have him in this game. So, and here we go. Missouri busts it wide open, 1st and 2nd and inches here.
He's definitely in his own head for sure, because this is where we get in trouble. I feel like he might have been looking past his game, it's Missouri.
Yeah.
Maybe let's try this out. Let's not do too much. Let's just get in and get out. But when the team is coming in 0-2 with very, very free, knowing he's not supposed to win this game. I mean, look how he's dressed. Look how he's dressed coming into this game. He was just like, whatever, let's have fun. And
right.
He's having a ball. You're definitely having a ball when you're winning. And now the clock is on his side. Just get your first down. Doesn't need to try to bust that out. I mean, I like what I'm seeing here, honestly.
Yeah, and like you said, Chuck don't got nothing to lose. 0-2, he's playing with Missouri. I mean, maybe necessarily, like, winning is not priority this year, but, I mean, of course you want to go out and win, but, like, he's playing with Missouri. He's dressed like an 80s rock star. He's out here playing some swagger. He does a toss here, coming out, 1st and 10. He's going to pick up nothing there. Good stop from the team. I mean, Notre Dame's defense is holding the run. I mean, he's right there on the passing. It's just – we're seeing maybe a little bit of EA. We're seeing a little bit of just like maybe, like you said, looking over it. He's a little shook up now. It's starting to all add together as we enter in this 4th quarter. He needs to figure it out. I know that. He needs to either relax, maybe pause, take a second, walk away, walk in. But either way, he's kind of running out of time. He needs to get in this game quickly.
But you know what else I think, as Breezy says, mothers will take over. We'll see about that. I think it's one of those things where, you know, one of the things I like about this league and just, you know, being in leagues in general, when you're losing to a guy you're technically supposed to win, your mind is like, oh, they're going to light me up in the group chat, which is the Discord. Oh, they're not going to let me live this one down. Oh, damn, I was supposed to be one of the top players in this league. I'm looking ahead to trying to face against, hardcore or Thrizzy again. It's a lot of things going through his mind. And when you start – and when you're in position to make plays against a player, and you know you're getting E8 or you're getting hold, as I like to say, it's just like you're just like, you know what, screw it, like I'm not winning this game. You already got it in your head. I'm not gonna win. But if he stops him here and only gives up 3 or gets a pick, I want to see him play aggressive. He's playing too afraid on offense. His defense is fine. Like even though he's not making the plays, his defense is around the ball all the time. He needs to play a little bit more aggressive on offense and make Chuck's players make plays. Because for a guy that controls the DN, you're making things 10 times easier for him by just, by missing reads, rolling out, waiting for cutback cheese to happen. Like you need to go out and make the plays rather than trying to let the game make the play for you.
Exactly. That's a good point right there. Exactly. Great point. And Missouri's going to come out here 3rd and 5 now. And it's important for Chuck to take some clock, but don't get too so in this position. I always ask everybody I do this with, are you trying to burn a little clock? Are you running your normal offense in this position? Or are you like, what's your mindset going into this 4th quarter? You're up, maybe you're thinking like, holy shit, I'm up. Like it maybe might just hit you.
Put on the gas. Put on the gas. You got because Yofi's 4-1 for a reason, right?
Right.
So he can score, and you can only tame a sleeping beast for so long. They're going to wake up eventually. It only takes one play for Yofi to wake up, and he can still win this game by double digits. So you need to try to take the wind out of his sails. And that's a good play call there, and that's been open. That play has been open for him all game. Yofi has not been able to adjust there, but I think it's because Chuck he's been so consistently running the ball. No matter if he loses 2 yards, gains 2 yards, gains 5, loses 5, he's still running the ball. So you still have to account for that even on that 3rd and 5 because he's winning. So you're like, maybe he plays easy, tries to catch me napping, but right there he gets the 1-on-1 and he delivers a strike.
Yeah, the 10 and out that was a good point. Yofi the box was loaded right there on the defense side, maybe looking for some kind of play action or some typical play that Yofi was doing. Oh my God, here comes a shot.
And luckily for Yofi, Jalen Knox had to lay out to make that catch.
Oh my God, and there's the shot from Chuckleberry. Holy shit, or sorry, not my channel, but holy cow. That beautiful play, and Chuck, like we talked about, he's taking that foot out of the box, and now he's starting to open it up, and somebody's finally breaking that hovering of just sitting here doing these plays. So that was an awesome play from Missouri.
I would have liked to see Chuck lob that there, but with EA, he could lob that crap into the second row in this game. So he made the throw, and either way, he gets 3 here, and it still puts him up, a touchdown. But if you get 7 here, you're feeling really good if you're Chuck.
Yeah, I would be top of the world, and it's important that he keeps his composure, doesn't make any craziness go on here. Here we go, 2nd and 9, 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Drops back.
I knew he was throwing that.
Risky, and there it is.
There's the play. And he finally got the pick. And now Yofi's away now. He just woke up a speed. Yeah, this is a 99-yard drive here, but very, very doable.
Yeah, Yofi just made an adjustment. It looks like he is now redialed up. There was that play that we've been talking about all game. Don't be surprised if you see it. And it just happened. Here we go. This is going to be a beautiful drive. 99 yards. Let's see what this is where we separate boys from men right here, right now.
So, yep, get yourself some space. There you go. See, even right here with Yofi, he's proved to himself that he can stop that route, right? So even if he just runs the ball 3 times here, punts it to play defense again, he's confident enough to think he can at least hold him to 3, which still gives him a shot to win if he scores a touchdown.
Exactly. And it's Yofi. Okay, so you're trying. It's 2nd and 9. 5 minutes left here. Like, are you punting the football if you get stumbled out here?
Well, first of all, what I'm doing, I'm calling hike and immediately rolling out left and making him stop me. He doesn't make pre-snap adjustments, which means there's no spy out there, which means it's going to be me one-on-one versus the computer. Boom, hike and come and catch me. He's got Ian booked. So you got to play to your guy's strengths, man. Put that guy in motion. He can still deliver a strike on the run. I'm not playing it too safe here. Like, running with your quarterback is still like running the ball, as long as you don't take a big hit, you slide or get down or throw it away. But that's just me. Look at that left side is open. And now you just run up the middle. That stuff, you have to punt here. You have no choice but to punt here.
Yeah.
This is gifted him a touchdown if you don't punt. While it was open, he could have waited for A. He painted. You are in your own red zone, your own end zone when you take that snap. So it is nerve-wracking. But like I said, he's proven to himself that he can get another stop. So you just punt the ball here, play defense. Hopefully he throws another pick. And this one, isn't caught on the 1-yard line. He doesn't switch fields with that punt. A little bit lower of a punt than I would have liked to see.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
That's the game.
Oh my God.
That is the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy cow.
Wow.
How many broken tackles was that?
Wow. GG.
Here we go.
GG.
1, 2, 3, 4 off his own guy.
What a return. Oh my goodness. That is just wow. That's just him wanting it more. That is Mizzou wanting it more.
That is Mizzou wanting it more. You're not lying. Oh my gosh. 24-13, 3 minutes, 59 seconds left. An explosive play. Missouri's defense has surprised me today. Their offense has surprised me. Just, Chuck, maybe he's getting a little lucky or whatever it is. He's still winning this game right now as Missouri versus Notre Dame at Notre Dame. He's playing great football, man. Like, if you're Yofi, there's still enough time. You got 3 timeouts. You got 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to open it up.
Yeah, straight up. Yep, straight up there. Got to open it up. You got to try to score within. You got to try to score within a minute 30. Got to
run play.
I mean, if you're Chuck, do not get too excited.
Yeah,
because that's where. But the plus side to that is Chuck isn't going to over adjust because he doesn't make pre-snap adjustments. So whatever he calls, he's going to call. So he's not going to possibly put somebody in the wrong position to make a play. But it's up for Yofi to find those holes. And I wouldn't be running the ball here down 11.
2 back-to-back runs. 3rd and 1 here. I don't think this is Yofi saying, F it, or this is game, but questionable. But here comes the speed up here. Definitely, I think he's probably going to run it again.
One safety high. Take a shot.
He's got Notre Dame.
Missouri.
I think he's got some daggers on the outside.
It's Missouri. I don't care who has an impact star. It's Missouri.
Yeah. Send your running back in a motion will or something. Get a linebacker mismanage.
Put Williams in motion. Make that safety cover Williams one-on-one.
Oh, no.
Good pressure. But I don't know. Get from under center. Both of these guys have been under center for their shot plays. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little shook up by the 3 runs right here. But anyways, we got 2nd and 10. I dare agree. I think we need to get from out of the center. We've seen Chuck take a shot. We've still yet to take Yofi take an actual shot here, and he gets stacked. This D-line from Missouri, this whole defense right now from just for the fact that Yofi hasn't really tried anybody, this defensive line is shining for Missouri. He's not scrambling. He's not doing anything. He's just hovering. We need to see Yofi do something here. 3rd and 18. It's a big play. Here we go. Snaps the ball.
Right, there you go. Good
Come
play
back
call.
Right. There you go. Austin Jr. breaks a tackle.
I'm surprised with Ian Book. We all know the meta NCAA 14. Roll out. Make the defense make a choice. You're staying in the pocket with a quarterback who has he's a dual threat. Use his other threat as opposed to just trying to stand in the pocket and deliver strikes. He's going to make better throws on the run. Good play call.
Exactly, and here goes a good play. We do have a little thing where I agree, like strolling out every once in a while is okay with like doing that. We do have like a little bit of a gentleman thing where we don't do it like 20 plays a game or something. But I agree with definitely fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. I'm definitely trying to make a play with a dynamic player as in Ian Book.
Yeah, don't make it every game, but I mean when pressure's in your face like so, I mean you need to be running like. Don't just say hike and run, but the pressure Chuck has been getting it's been pretty much taking Ian Book out of the pocket to go out and make plays. But I think Yofi is staying too much in the pocket. Maybe he's afraid to fumble. Maybe he has some bad experiences with rolling out with his quarterbacks. But I mean, it's definitely you have to adjust to how your opponent's playing you. While it was open, he waited too long. That's a risky throw.
He had A there. He had Y for just right off the bat. 3rd and 6 now. 2 minutes left. Notre Dame still has 3 timeouts. Ian Book, I mean, kind of been locked up. 13 for 1,800 and like 50 yards, 1 touchdown. That's kind of the explaining this game for Missouri. It's kind of we thought it was going to be the opposite way around, but Notre Dame's kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say Missouri's boxing them, but that D-line is playing.
Oh, he's got to score here. Got to score here, and he does. Okay, that's huge.
Big touchdown.
That is huge. I was just about to ask you. Do you kick 3 or do you try to score a touchdown no matter what?
I would probably try to get it. That's one of those plays where I would have to be in the game. I'd probably go for it, depending on what the go is on like 4th and what. But I like it here. Big touchdown from Notre Dame. He's going to go for 2-pointer right here.
Yeah.
This is important.
There's only you can only gain from this. You can't lose anything here.
Right. Here we go. We see Ian Book scramble. It's RB patient.
Maybe if he let him up, but there was pressure in his face, so he's just trying to get rid of it quick. It was there, though. All right, so, hey, I mean, 2:06 left, 3 timeouts. You have bottled up his run. I would honestly wouldn't go for the onside kick here.
Yeah, this is if you don't get this, you get Missouri, about 40 yards?
Although if maybe he holds him to 3, he's only down 8, right? So
yeah,
it's not that big of a deal. So I guess
you called 2 turnovers in the second half, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think we've seen 1.
Good job by the non-hands down there to get that.
Yeah, that was a lot of people say that. Why don't you just because I like when I'm in my user dynasties, why don't you just take a timeout? I mean, why don't you just press X and audible and things? A lot of people don't know this, but there's an actual hands team. Like when you click onside kick the play, like your wide receivers, your halfbacks and stuff are in there. If you don't do that, like we just seen, you got fullbacks, like tight ends and stuff like that. A lot of people don't know that. But here we go.
All right, so let's see how. Oh wow, we haven't seen that play call at all today. So that's good. But 2nd and 5, first time out, because he knows his traditional run has not been working here today. So he's got to try to spice it up a little bit. Do you attempt a play action here, which has been working so well for you all game?
I think Yofi's going to be expecting run. I want to keep that clock. I think I'd probably run the ball again. I think I'm going to run the ball again. He's going to pass the ball.
That was a risk. He also loses a yard.
Yeah. It keeps the clock running, though. He looks like Yofi turned on aggressive.
So this is a big stuff. He's not necessarily in field goal range either, with the online, and not sure how bad their connection is or isn't. So, another big stop here. I mean, at this point, the clock's already stopped. I'm running a play. I'm throwing the ball here again, personally.
Yeah, I'd probably definitely throw the ball here on 3rd and 6. I have a feeling we're going to see a post or an out here. Just money play. Oh, and he runs the ball.
He's on the ground.
And he surprises you.
He ices it.
That's ice.
He ices it.
So close.
And that right there, Yofi was probably thinking pass play. And you've been running that play action all game long out of that formation, and right there, maybe that's why it comes back and that sets that play up right there, because I think Yofi was expecting play action, and Chuck gets it, and I think that's iced out if he does this right, and he is going to knee the ball. What a freaking game! What a game for your first game.
I was just about to say, what a game for my first call. That was a hell of a game. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, beautiful play. I mean, Missouri shocks. I'm going to go ahead and say shocks the world here. Shocks the G12.
Yeah, G12 is definitely shocked. Yeah, I got the vibe that nobody was giving Chuck any chance to win this game.
Yeah, Hottie Toddy. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Hottie Toddy is like known for making like weird, crazy calls, and I think I've heard one person, and it was Hottie Toddy. Hottie Toddy calls that upset. I'm surprised he's not in chat right now going crazy, because he called that. He was like, you know what? He talked himself into it on the G12 weekly show, I think it was, and he was like, I want to go with Yovi. You know what? Screw it. I'm going with Hottie Toddy with the upset. Like I remember that. So. That's awesome. I think he does shock the G12 though. Beautiful game here though. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, what a win! What a first win for you against this team.
Yeah, definitely first win. I think that's why it's even more impressive that it's against Yofi. It's against Notre Dame. It was at Notre Dame. The way you did it. Maybe some things are questionable. Maybe some EA happened. Who knows? It was a victory for a Missouri team against a really good Notre Dame team and a good user against Yofi. And just like that, anybody can win week in, week out in the G12. And that's what makes it special with these user versus users. So that's awesome. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was about to say, it's just really that Chuck he just really made some reads that I don't think anybody in the world is making against a user. He just was like, F it. It worked out in the end.
Great ball game.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's only one other guy that I think that makes kind of wild reads like that, and that's Stoner Gamer. I don't know if you've seen one of his games, the AK the Bear, but he makes some wild stuff like that sometimes. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we got another game. I would say the game of the night, even though that was a great game, but the game of the night on paper is going to be Hardcore and his Penn State Nittany Lions at Miami Hurricane and Thrizzy. And that's a big game that everybody's been looking forward to, especially how Hardcore's been moving the ball and playing, doing people the way he's been doing them. So it's awesome, man. It was a really good pleasure calling this game with you, man. I hope we're going to have to get back together and do this.
Oh, yeah. This was a blast, man. I had fun. And it's perfect because now tomorrow, is going to be me versus you. So,
hey.
Okay, we got Chuck in the booth. Chuck, how are you, man? Great win. You shocked the G12. I think you shocked the world going into Notre Dame, beating who you did, and as in Yofi. How are you feeling right now, Coach?
Oh, on top of the world.
So what was your game plan going in? Because you seem to come in pretty loose, even with with your attire that you wore. So in your head, what did you tell yourself coming in, for this game to get your first dub?
Honestly, I just said we're gonna have fun with it. I know Yofi is a heck of a ball player, and I was like, let's just have fun. Obviously, I'm in the freaking mullet wig and 80s visor glasses, boys. So we just had fun. I mean, that's all we did. Yofi called I think we called a game that is definitely not how we usually play. So I think that kind of may have thrown him off guard a little bit as well, because our game plan was completely different than what we normally run.
Yeah, exactly, Chuck. I mean, we commented on that a lot. You took the chances that we weren't expecting you to. You definitely stepped out of that box that we were used to seeing you in. And that's no offense to you, Chuck, but in these last few games, you've played a little conservative, but you look like you did new things today. You changed new things. Your defense was huge. You just played great football on the defensive side, especially holding Yofi to what you did there. So it was a beautiful game, man. It really was. And congratulations to you, buddy. I'm really happy for you. Seriously.
Thanks.
Yeah. And I got one more question. So before we get into the next game, when you threw that pick on the 1 yard line, what was your thought process? Did you not care because he was on the 1? Did you think that was it? Like, what was your mindset after that pick?
I was upset, but I did see that we were on the 1, and I was like, if we can force the stop here, we got a real chance at punching it right back in. And then little did I know he was going to punt it, and we were going to get the return for the touchdown. So I knew we had a chance as long as we got the stop, but we had to get the stop. So we just kind of buckled down and let her eat, man.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the most electrifying plays in the G12 so far this year. But Chuck, thank you so much, buddy, for the interview. entertainment tonight. I love the Mullet gang, and I hope that we see that in future games. We got a big game coming up next between Hardcore and Thrizzy. So thank you so much for your time, buddy. Thank you for the great game you put on tonight. Thrizzy, thank you as well. Yofi, thank you as well, my friend. So any last words for Chuckleberry Uncle?
Hey man, good win. You played loose. You played your game. You made them play your game, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, man. Yeah, have a good one.
All right, thank you, boss. Guys, I think okay, thank you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and Uncle. It was a blast. I had so much fun calling this game. We got the game coming up right after this. We're going to be swinging it over to Emigs and Hottie Toddy. So get ready, because this night is just beginning. We have the biggest game of the night tonight between Hardcore and Thrizzy. Uncle, it was a pleasure. I hope we can do this again. I can't wait to play tomorrow. Any last words for the G12, buddy?
Hey man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate hanging out with y'all. Can't wait to see you guys some more.
Okay. Let's go. What is up? Guys, what a game. I mean, oh my goodness. First of all, it's only game one of the night. We are getting ready for another great game in just a second. But yes, mind blown. Throwing it back to last night's show, I did. I talked myself into picking Chuck, and I'm so happy I did. I mean, what an upset of maybe the year, maybe of G12 of all time. But I love it, Chuck. Way to go. Emigs, what were your thoughts on the game?
I mean, I picked Yofi. You talked yourself into the upset, which kudos to you, man. But I don't know what's going on. I mean, Chuck called a hell of a game, played a hell of a game. Like the announcer said, a few little NCAAs here and there. Baker knows about those dropped picks. But, I mean, Yofi just – I don't know if he's in his head. Like I pointed out in chat, there was one time – it was late in the fourth, but he's running it right, and he had a wide open hole. And he just cuts it left and gets stuffed. Like, I don't know. Like, in my mind, it's just like, yeah, keep running, keep running. I don't know why he's turning it left. It almost looked like a CPU or something. Like, I don't know what he's doing, man, but he needs to figure it out fast.
He does. I think it was interesting to kind of see how Yofi played tonight. You know, I think people are giving Yofi some grief about playing down to his opponents. And I don't know if that was the case tonight, but regardless, he ended up losing the game. Huge, crazy game. Baker, what were your thoughts on this game?
Well, you kind of gave me a hard time last night about how when things aren't going my way, you know, the game goes south pretty quickly. And I think we saw that be the case tonight. I mean, Chuck was punching him in the mouth and not backing down, you know. So I think Yofi had to take a step back and, you know, a couple more minutes on the clock. Maybe we had a different outcome, but it was just too little too late.
Hey, completely agree. I was giving you grief, and I'll own up to that. I mean, it's true. But, yeah, props to Chuck for keeping it. I mean, even being down at halftime, you know, holding him to that field goal right before the half was absolutely huge. But, yes, absolutely fantastic game. But as we've said, that was only game one of the night. We got a doubleheader going into tonight, and we have Hardcore and Thrizzy coming up here in just a little bit. So, Emigs, give me your thoughts on this game coming up. What do you think we're gonna see in this one?
I mean, after that game, I don't know what to expect. I feel like I'm hoping we get an awesome game. Honestly, that's my number one. Is I just want a close game. I want you to get another close game. I think Hardcore is gonna win. That's just based on Hardcore doing Hardcore things. Chuck, thank you for that raid. But I mean, Thrizzy has one of the scariest offenses in this league, and he really knows how to play with those guys. I got to call his game last week. I really like what he's doing. He does a lot of like pre-snap motion, a lot of fake pre-snap motion, a lot of wide receiver sweeps. It's really confusing. It would be hard for me, I know, to get a hang of it on defense. I wouldn't be surprised if Thrizzy could pull out the upset here.
I completely agree. Baker. All right, Baker. So you played hardcore last year in the championship. I know you haven't faced him yet this year, but honestly, you were able to play him maybe closer than anyone else has yet in the G12, and especially in the second half. So what are the keys tonight for Thrizzy to be able to pull that upset against hardcore tonight?
I think he's got to control the clock. That'll help him quite a bit. When hardcore scoring those points, if you're running a quick offense and you're going, even if you're going 3 and out, or if you're scoring and giving him the ball back, he's scoring again real quick. So control the clock. He's going to run the same curl routes that St. Breezes ran on me last night. So you got to find a way to stop those. And then his running back is electric. I mean, he's going to have some highlight plays. So just trying to contain him. I think those are the keys for Thrizzy heading into this one.
Absolutely agree with that. I do. I think we're gonna have a good game tonight. I think it's gonna be interesting. You know, we've talked a lot about Thrizzy and kind of the up and down season he's had. Definitely caught some tough breaks early on, but does seem to be on a little bit of a hot streak now. Emigs, in the games that you've caught of Thrizzy, what do you think has been the biggest change that we've seen for him to be able to make this improvement to start winning these games here lately?
I mean, those games have been close still, not to mention that game last week was still close. I maybe just limiting turnovers, honestly, or probably just getting a handle on the playbook, I think. And he probably said that to me in the post-game interview, I think, was just he really has a handle on this playbook now. He knows what he wants to do, when he wants to do it. He said he only calls about 5 formations. So it just makes me – I wish I think he is home tonight, so we'll get to see him choose his plays. So – I'm sure if we watch him, he just goes right to exactly what he wants to do, exactly when he wants to do it. So I would say probably the playbook, just getting a really good grasp on the playbook.
Absolutely. And I think for hardcore, I think the biggest thing we've seen is obviously his utilization of that running back, Nike Jordan. He has been an unstoppable
Nike Ground Jordan.
Nike Ground Jordan. Gotta get that nickname in there. He has just been an unstoppable force. Not just in the running game, the passing game, but also the kick return game. As we've seen, he has been able to take some back. It'll be interesting to see kind of what Thrizzy does on the kickoff returns. But what do you think Thrizzy has to do tonight, Baker, to try to shut down that dynamic offense, but particularly Nike Ground Jordan?
There you go.
Well, unless he's going to kick it out of bounds or out of the back of the end zone, I don't know that he's going to have really a choice on the kickoff. Just hope that the guys are in the position to make the plays, because that guy, did he get any in the second game hardcore played? Does he have a kick return in every game so far?
I don't think so, but
I don't think he did.
He might not have gotten a touchdown, but he definitely had an impact in the return game.
Well, I guess the other way to look at it too is if he's kicking off the Nike Jordan, then that means he's scoring some sort of points. So maybe that'll even out if he's scoring and answering, and that's the reason he's kicking off to him, then I guess that's okay. But I don't know that there's an answer on that side of when you're kicking off.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is just one of those, either, you put it out of bounds. Maybe pooch kick it to one of the up guys is another strategy. But I don't know. I feel like hardcore just finds a way to get the ball into Nike Jordan's hands and allows him to make plays, which I think is going to be able to do that. And Rocky Top just said in the chat he was able to stop him on kickoffs, and I think that's true. But you just never know. I mean, such a dynamic player, such a crazy person to be able to just run all over the field, it seems, do all everything. And Emigs, I think your relative is the starting quarterback. So what do you think we're going to see out of Big Emigs tonight as a starting quarterback for Penn State?
Listen, I'm not gonna be biased here. He's my son. He's whatever. Okay, he's pretty good. No, he's a lot faster than, because I think it's Sean Clifford, I think, and he's not that fast. If you watch him in this game, he's one of the faster quarterbacks in the G12, and it's just funny that hardcore has, like I was mentioning, Thrizzy's weapons. Hardcore has a ton of weapons. He has Jodev Goat, that is a really talented wide receiver. Obviously, Nike Ground Jordan. And then the backup running back's good, too. He gets touches. And then I really like Emigs, too. Obviously, he's just comes from good genes.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm partial to Hottie Toddy on Ohio State's team. Isn't that right, Baker?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, shout out Chuckleberry gifting those tier 1 subs to the G12 network. Thank you, Chuckleberry. Congratulations. Chuck's in a good mood tonight. Yeah, maybe we take a step back to go back to that game. Maybe we didn't talk about it enough. This is still crazy. Chuck put off such a huge win. Like, I can't even believe it. That was awesome. I'm so happy for Chuck. And more importantly, Ramble didn't pick games this week, so there was no pressure from my dog. I know he didn't pick games this week. We didn't film it because we didn't know there was gonna be a weekly show. But anyways. I know. So, but what would have happened if this were the case? We would have obviously picked Yofi because we never get it right. We either pick Chuck and he loses, or we pick against Chuck and he wins. So I think my dog would have picked Yofi, but I picked Chuck. So maybe that's the key. Maybe I have to pick Chuck openly every single week for him to win.
Sorry, I'm answering something here.
You're good.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, Hottie Toddy, when you were asking our picks for tonight's game. I was going to ask you who Ramble picked before I made my decision, but yeah, I think I'm sticking with hardcore. Frizzy's. That's one of the reasons I wanted to jump in tonight, because you two are pretty consistent being around whenever I'm playing, and Frizzy is too. And then of course, hardcore is one of the strongest players in the conference. I was really looking forward to tonight's game. But I think I got to stick with hardcore on this one. Just seeing the product he's put on the field, he's putting up points. So that's who I'm going with tonight.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I have a hard time, and we talked about it a little bit this last night. Like, at this point, I can't pick against hardcore. Like, nothing about any of his performances have said pick against him. And so at that point, like, that's what I'm going with. I'm taking hardcore. I honestly feel like maybe we should pick. Does anybody know what the spread was on this game? Like, I'm more interested to see if he covers the spread rather than actually winning the game, because I think all of us are going to pick hardcore, but I'm curious to see what the spread is.
A hardcore is a 9-point favorite.
Okay, that actually surprises me. I expected it to be bigger, and so if I had to pick against the spread, I'm still picking hardcore to win him by at least 9 points. I think he'll cover that. What about you, Megs? What do you think?
9 point, like I kind of always it's like 10-14 is where I see these games going. But then, I mean, there's always a chance for blowouts. But 9 point, yeah, I think Thrizzy can cover, but we'll see how it goes early. I noted, like, with Kaz played an awesome game for 3 quarters, but it's just like with hardcore, you cannot mess up. You can't give him any chances. So Thrizzy just has to play the game of his life. He has to play a perfect game, or he might just get lucky. And hardcore. This is also the first time hardcore's on the road, so that might be something. But maybe hardcore makes some mistakes, but I think Thrizzy has a chance to cover. But I would still take the points in hardcore probably.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. At this point, what is hardcore's closest game been yet this year? Like 21, maybe. I feel like what was the game against Kaz? I feel like that was the closest.
I think it was 50-25, but it was just like in the third quarter, it was like a 7-point game. So I stepped away to eat dinner. I missed some of it, so I forget.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it'd be almost nearly impossible to pick against hardcore covering those 9 points. Now, of course, hardcore is going to talk down on himself. He's going to say, oh, I won't cover that or whatever it is. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard. And I don't think it would be surprising either to watch hardcore come out and win by 25 either. Like, that wouldn't surprise us. So, Baker, what do you think? You think hardcore is got to take the points, like win big, or how do you think this is going to shake out? I know you picked hardcore, but against the spread, what are you thinking?
Yeah, if hardcore wins, I don't think he's going to win by less than 10 points. I think he's going to cover that spread if he's going to win the game. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it being a close one. If it's a close game, Thursday's going to win it, but I just think hardcore's definitely going to pull away. Maybe late, maybe early, I don't know, but I think it's not going to be that close, possibly.
Yeah, I kind of agree, and I don't know. We'll just have to see, but this is why you play the game. You never know. We've seen how this game has gone before, too. I mean, we've seen crazy stuff happen. I mean, the game right before this, nobody was picking that. Nobody was – I picked it, but not to toot my own horn, but no one really saw that coming either, Like, I think
I I was going. My girlfriend was like, "Why are you going crazy?" Like, I was just like, "You don't understand what's happening. Like, this is pretty crazy what's happening right now."
Let me look at the schedule again real quick. Who all has Thrizzy played? He played Stoner, and Nasty Natty, and then what was his other games? I'm just trying to look. Yeah,
he lost the brutal game to MacDub. We had the old connection gate.
Okay,
week
so,
1.
Yeah.
He beat Chuckleberry. Lost to Stoner the next week, and then
that was like a fourth overtime game, right?
Yeah, I think maybe even double overtime.
Yeah.
And then he beat Natty and beat Rocky Top the past 2 weeks.
I mean, he could be 5-0.
He really could.
That's what I was kind of thinking. His games could have went either way. And then I was in his chat a little bit while the Yofi game was going on with Chuck there just a minute ago, and he was admitting he hadn't played very many user games prior to the G12, and Hardcore's played several more. I mean, he played a whole season last year. Those weren't all user games, but then he had at least 3 user games last year, and he played some players offline. So Hardcore's had a few more user versus user matchups too. So I'm wondering if that'll play in at all tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think Hardcore, he's not only played in the G12, I know he did for a little bit his Hardcore versus the World thing on his Twitch channel that he was playing random users, did pretty well in that. But yeah, I do think, and we talked about a little bit this in your game last night, Baker, about Breezes coming on to that online and not having as much experience. I think Thrizzy obviously has more experience than that, and having already played so many games in the G12 this year too. I mean, what a brutal start for Thrizzy to have to go 7 straight weeks to open the season with a game. We have other people who had multiple buys to start. I mean, as many as 3 buys to start the year. And yet you have Thrizzy, who's got to be sitting at 7 games played through the first 7 weeks. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think him and Yofi are the only 2 people to do that this season. I think everybody else has at least 1 buy. So do you think that's an advantage to either one of you? That's an advantage to Thrizzy that he's in his groove now and so it allows him to stay hot? Or is it more of a disadvantage that he's having to play 7 straight weeks?
I mean,
I'll answer. I think right now, I think it's got him in a groove. But I think it'll hurt him is later in the year when he plays this 7. He goes 2 buys a game, a buy, a game, a buy. He's on and off. And he ends the year with two straight games against Uncle Sam and Yofi. So, I mean, those are 2 potentially tough games to end the year. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll hurt him worse later on than it is right now. I think it's kind of helping him going into tonight's game.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I think it would definitely help if it was, tonight, if it was anyone other than Hardcore. Just because Hardcore's only played the 2 games, but he's looked really good. Obviously, I'm
a believer in home field advantage, I think, in this game. So, I mean, that could factor in, too. And then who knows what the weather's going to generate as. My game last week was on the road at Clemson in the rain. So, I mean, that didn't probably help my cause at all. So, we'll see. It rains in Florida.
Hardcore hasn't gone on the road yet, too. I mean, I'm 2-0, but hasn't gone on the road. So, definitely another factor.
The thing is, I want to say is a side note. I think Thrizzy's a really good player. I think Thrizzy does have a chance tonight. Nothing tells me that Hardcore is going to take a loss, though. So, I mean, I've got to stick with what I've seen on the field. Thrizzy has 2 losses. Granted, one of them has, MacDub Gate or whatever it was. The Xbox Gate or whatever it is. And then the Stoner Gamer game overtime, that one could have gone either way. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and I will say this, I think you were saying, Migs, that it is tough, especially for him to have to come up on Hardcore in this game. But, they always say, to be the best, you got to beat the best. So, there's never a good time to run up on Hardcore CFB in this game. But if you got to beat him, you might as well try to beat him. So, I'm looking forward to this game, and I think we're getting pretty close to kickoff here. Should be getting over there in any second now. So I'm excited about this, and I think we're in for a good game. I hope it is a good game. I hope it's not a blowout.
I think we'll find out early, right? Thursday's just gonna take care of the ball. Don't get too in your head either. Don't get too nervous. Just treat it like any other game.
That's exactly right.
First drive, very important.
I think Thrizzy does a good job of keeping his emotions in check. I think whenever he's playing, it's like he's just nodding his head, like doesn't really get too worked up.
Yep, absolutely. All right, and it looks like we are already here into the game. As we already had kickoff. Sorry, we missed that. Don't know what happened, or at least I missed it. It just popped up on my screen. But it looks like Miami's getting the ball here first, and we're going to see if Thrizzy has an opportunity to go down here and make a statement here with an opening down touchdown drive.
Yeah, already some of that early motion there called everyone in from the spread offense into a goal line formation, and I like what he does there a lot because he'll have those really fast wide receivers in at like tight end or fullback, and he'll do some funky stuff there.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Thrizzy's audible game is one of the strongest in the league. He's got a lot of interesting formations. As we see him come out with a single back handoff and just not much going there for D-Bog Nasty, a 1 yard loss in the backfield, and already a big 3rd and 9 here. We're going to see what Thrizzy has up his sleeve to pick this up. This is already a crucial 3rd down, even though it's early in this game. But against Hardcore, at the very least, if you're not going to score, you've got to sustain drives, right?
Yeah, because he's going to be scoring on most of his drives, most likely. And that was an interesting run there on that counter. He looked like he had it if he would have kept it left. He kind of found the defender and ran into him. Nice play. Oh, there's a flag.
There is a flag over the middle, though, as he completes a huge pass down the middle. But we are going to see what the flag here. Not sure what it is. Oh, it is roughing the passer. So tack on another 15 onto that run. And wow, all of a sudden, Thrizzy is going to be well past midfield. And here we go. I mean, what a good start to this drive. Baker, what are you liking you're seeing from Thrizzy so far?
I like his composure there. I mean, he was a 3rd and long, on the opening drive, didn't use much clock and just right over the middle. I like it.
Absolutely keeping this drive as the ball is already going to be down inside the 30-yard line. Play clock is ticking down, coming out in a single back shotgun set.
Is he running conservative clock or?
It kind of looked that way. So we're going to have him throw it for a touchdown to Corey Real Deal, a 28-yard touchdown pass. And oh my goodness, I mean, could you ask for a more perfect start for Thrizzy to open up this drive and go punch it into the end zone almost immediately?
Yeah, and I'm interested here to see. I mean, this is the first time Hardcore's been down, and it's early. It's on that first drive, like you mentioned, and it happened fast. So let's see if, I don't know, Hardcore might get a little nervous and in his head.
That was an odd kick.
I told you I'm going to get
it was. It hooked through the left, but it goes to the uprights. That's what matters. But an absolutely great drive there. I mean, right down the field. The penalty definitely helped, but he also picked up that huge yardage on 3rd down as well. As we see Jordan get this first kickoff return. Oh, my goodness, what a hit.
That's a message. They're sending a message tonight.
This is where we start to watch body language on the streamer's cameras. This
Absolutely.
is where, I don't know, Hardcore might be thinking, okay, this is going to be a little bit of a matchup here.
Maybe there is something to that home field advantage you were talking about, Baker. Wow, he just laid him out there.
No, we can score, man. We just got to get stops.
Yeah, huge hit. And you're right. I mean, the crowd's going to be into it now after that first drive. We're going to see Hardcore come out in this flex bone formation as we do so often on this first play. We're going to get a play action pass. He's going to roll out to the right, dump it off, and just nothing doing. Going to lose 4 yards on that first play, and all of a sudden 2nd and 14. And oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Thrizzy has come to play tonight.
It's early. I was just going to type in, it's early, fellas. Let's hold our horses. It feels like it's like you're playing Tom Brady or something. I'm not going to feel confident until I'm winning with like 1 minute left.
We're putting him on that level now? We're putting Hardcore on Tom Brady level now?
I think so. Look at
got 1 natty, that's 7. I mean, come on.
I mean, Baker, the way he just, the closest we've gotten is you almost winning. You know what I mean? Like,
it's time to be hardcore, man.
At this point, I feel like.
Actually, we've seen Hardcore lose. Do you remember the long time ago, the CFB Talk Daily tournament we were all in? Someone beat him there, and then he lost in a user matchup, so he is beatable.
He's beatable to those, like...
in the league are able to beat him. That's the question.
We're going to see him going deep, and he is going to complete the pass, 36-yard reception. And wow, I mean, all of a sudden, Hardcore looking behind the sticks early. He goes, okay, watch this. And he goes out and completes a huge pass. He really loves coming out of that flex mode formation. You know, it's a run-heavy formation, but he is not afraid to throw out of it, as we saw right there.
And Thrizzy almost had it there. That user just kind of drifted.
Oh, we're going to see him quickly go into the no huddle and try another long pass, but that is going to be incomplete. Once again, I mean, tight coverage from Thrizzy. We're seeing that here early, but Hardcore is also not afraid to take those shots and stretch the ball downfield. And so you got to give Hardcore props for that, for not being afraid to take those shots. He trusts his receivers out there in that one-on-one coverage to go up and catch the ball.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, too, if his play calling change. I mean, it's only 7-0 first quarter, but if this starts to get a little out of hand, if we'll see his play calling change and start airing it out more.
Rizzy really likes to control that safety.
Yeah, playmaker.
Yeah.
Good little read.
He does.
We haven't seen much out.
It's gonna be a crazy one.
No, we really haven't. We've seen him a lot. Go pretty much straight to the passing game. Out of this drive, the few runs he has tried has not been able to pick up yards. We're going to see him go quickly. No huddle, 3rd and 1, handoff up the middle, read option, and oh my goodness, Biggie Miggs to the left, to the 15, to the 10, and he's going to get taken down about the 7-yard line, 33 yards on the read option. I was fooled by it too. I thought the running back had the ball, and there goes the quarterback, and he is going to go right back to this no huddle as he is looking to punch this thing into the end zone and tie it up.
Yeah, he sees something he likes out of this formation. He's going to try to attack fast. Let's see if Thursday can get a stop here. And look, just endless audibles.
Oh, he is going to be brought just short of the goal line to make it 2nd and goal, almost from like the half-inch line. We'll see what he does here. But, yeah, he likes keeping this defense on the field. They're probably tired at this point. And he's going to try to push it into the end zone here and get this game all even again. And we're going to have a timeout from Miami. He didn't like the look he had. An early timeout there. I don't mind it either. I think it's a good play to, I mean, this could be a huge goal line stand if he can get the stop and he knows his defensive guys are tired and he's only in a 3-3-5 on the goal line. So I like the play call. Baker, what do you think about using the timeout there that early?
I think it's good. You get your guys a little bit of a breather and can reset your formation. But I think I'm surprised he's not going to Jordan because he's going trying to get that Heisman Trophy, right?
He might be here on this sweep. Oh, it's going to be
but he's going to run the counter, and there is a touchdown for hardcore Devin Ford. And all of a sudden, we are an extra point away from tying this game out. He likes this counter play. You get Jordan going to the left. So often in this playbook, you follow the motion, but you run that counter right there, and the defense doesn't see it coming, and he's able to walk into the end zone almost untouched.
Right down the middle, middle.
Like I was talking about Thursday's offense being pretty hard to go up again. I do terrible against this type of stuff in user games. Especially the way hardcore runs it. I just don't know where the ball is ever going.
Yeah, I don't either. Well, I kind of do because I used to play with Georgia Tech, 24/7 on this game, so I've played a lot of option. But it's so hard. There's so many different motions. As we see a kickoff return here, and he is going to be able to get to the outside, but still not much room there as he is down at the 15-yard line. You see hardcore excited there. Back in this game, got it tied up. But here's something I've already noticed. Thrizzy was able to go down the field in seconds. Hardcore had to work for it a little bit more. I mean, he was still able to score, but it took a little more time off the clock for him to be able to put in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, Thursday gave up the touchdown, but awesome first drive. He still made him work for that touchdown. Got to be feeling good. Just protect the ball. It's going back to Vinnie Vincent. And Vinnie Vincent is, what's his name?
Doing well, man.
Now I'm blanking. He's Brevin Jordan.
Kind of locked in at the moment right now.
He's going to be a first-round pick as a tight end, so that guy's really talented.
We got to be on our A game.
Yes, he is. Whenever Fantasy World League and I had our duo online dynasty, I was Miami, and Brevin Jordan was like my entire offense. So
Steve Bognassi is going to break it right up the middle, and he might go all the way in 5, and he's running off a few extra seconds off the clock. Touchdown! Oh my goodness!
Wow!
Are you kidding me?
Okay, let's go, boys. We had an awesome first game. There's the D Bognassi jersey. That's sick. That's sick.
That is absolutely amazing. Thrizzy with a little bit of confidence there to go. I mean, huge play right up the middle. Almost unstoppable. And wow, guys, we might be in for a barn burner tonight. We might be in for the game of the century right here.
So I'm thinking Thrizzy's probably feeling really good, and we're probably thinking Hardcore's on his toes, right? But there's something in my head that's just thinking Hardcore's like, okay, here we go. Now I finally get a challenge so far. Like, let's do this. And he might have, I mean, we'll see, but might be unleashing the beast here.
I think so. I mean, this analogy gets used all the time, but like this kind of feels like a title fight where the fighters are feeling each other out a little bit here early in the rounds. But now that they're both kind of settled in, it's like, all right, lock in, and here we go. And it's going to be interesting to see. But if we keep this pace up of going touchdown for touchdown, this could turn out to be a crazy game.
Jersey's nasty. Love you,
yeah,
man.
they might put up 60 plus here in this one.
I mean, two explosive offenses. We've seen Thrizzy get some huge plays so far. Kind of a grind on that first drive for Penn State, but here already a big play for Nike Jordan out to the left side, past the 40 to the 50. He's got playmaker on his skates, the 30 to the 20 to the 10. He breaks another tackle to the 5. He falls in the end zone. What an answer there for 100 yards.
Oh, turn me inside out on this one, man.
75-yard runs, whatever it was. Are you kidding me, guys? This is crazy. I mean, back-to-back huge runs. I mean, he Playmaker needs to go back and pick up his ankles because he got broken on that play.
He was on skates back there. Hardcore just using that left stick and just shifting left and right, and he did not know where to go with that.
He absolutely had no answer. Oh my gosh, guys. Back and forth, 14-14, and we saw 2 minutes and 51 seconds in the first quarter. What more can you ask for on this Monday Night Football G12 style? What a response. What an answer. Like, absolutely crazy. Yes, so good. Hammer the over on this game for sure. Like, we are seeing some points, I think, get put up in this one.
Yeah, and I hope it continues. This is awesome so far. And here we got a ton of Thrizzy almost will just make an adjustment knowing he's going to counter the adjustment to try to fool you.
We're going to see Hated Greatness drop back, roll back to the right, and he is going to scramble out right, and he's only able to pick up a few yards. Maybe had a few more yards there to pick up, but runs out of bounds, plays it safe, doesn't want to take a big hit there, and now we got a 2nd and 7. All right, so no one-play touchdowns on this drive. We're going to settle it in at least for a couple of plays, it seems.
Yeah, he almost had him there with that quarterback sneak, but Hardcore did a good job just keeping him honest and made him run out of bounds. And there's a nice stuff there. D-Bog, 1-yard loss.
Yeah, negative play there. D-Bog Nasty, 3 rushes for 77 yards. That's a heck of an average right there. But shuts him down there. And here we have Thrizzy with, I think, only his second third down of the game. He had that one on the first drive that he converted. But here we are at 3rd and 8. We're going to see what he comes out in. Had a lot of confidence on that last third down as he calls some audibles. Shifts his receivers. We see a little shift from the defense there too. He's going to drop back. He's going to roll right, and he has him on the out route, and he gets a foot down, 9-yard reception to pick up the first down. Yeah, great play there to keep this drive alive.
And I know Hardcore hates when I say this because I only played him one time, and he beat me, and he was a worse team. But I found I had a lot of success spreading him out and just waiting for stuff to develop.
So we're going to see a little motion there, fake handoff, jet sweep, and he has a guy wide open, Vinny Vincent. But he drops it. Oh, my goodness. That's Hated Greatness' first incompletion on the night. But, wow, he had him wide open and just couldn't hang on to the ball.
Yeah, as I was saying how good Brevin Jordan, Vinny Vincent is, he drops the ball.
Yeah, announcer curse right there for sure. We're going to see a 2nd and 10 here from this Miami offense. We're going to get a handoff to D-Bog Nasty around the outside, and he gets brought down. User big hit, 0 yards, and once again another third down. But we've seen Thrizzy convert twice now on 3rd and long, so I don't think he's scared at all to be able to just go and pick up this 3rd down. What do you think, Baker?
Oh, no, I don't think he's scared at all. Where is Brevin Jordan in the game?
He renamed him. It's Vinny Vincent.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying I don't even see the...
It's that guy.
Yeah, I got it.
Right there. Oh, and he is going to be stopped just short, only 9 yards, a 4th and 1. What are you doing here, boys? Do you go for it, or do you... Oh, and it looks like he is going to go for it. No huddle.
He made no He didn't even think about it. He went right to it.
Well, he has the QB sneak as an audible, and it looks like that's what we're going to see him go with. No, it's a
Fullback
fullback
dive.
dive instead, but we have a flag on the play. What could it be?
Offside.
Let's see. It could be. It is a holding. Oh, no. A backbreaker. Backbreaker. Wow, you don't see a lot of holdings in this game.
Yes. Whiplash. I hate this game. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it if it happened more. You know what I mean? It's just the timing of it, that it has to happen on a 4th down conversion like that. That sucks.
Absolutely huge as we see our first punt of the game, and it gets a great bounce, but he's going to go pick it up and retrieve it, but that is a bad idea as he ends up losing 5 yards on the return. Nothing doing there for Nike Jordan. But we see our first stop of the game. So is this the turning of the tide? Are we about to see Hardcore just put the pedal to the metal and take off now? Or is it was just a bad drive, unfortunate break, and we're going to see Thrizzy turn it right back around?
I mean, we've seen, with all the success Hardcore's had, we've still seen him punt and turn it over a bit, so I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Thrizzy get a stop. But I do want to say, he's only 2 opportunities so far for Nike Jordan, and he's been shut down in the kick return game and the punt return game.
Mm-hmm. Getting a long delay here. There we go.
A little struggle
like
getting the
see
play
Hardcore
call.
score and see how Thrizzy responds, because Hardcore's been the one having to respond so far. I'd like to see the table flip a little bit and let Thrizzy try and respond to Hardcore once.
Weird, you didn't have Nike Jordan.
I think that's a good point. And as we see him, a little jet sweep action, able to cut it up the middle, barely gets the play off there. Play clock was ticking down, but picks up a solid 6 yards. This is also Hardcore, pinned back deep here, starting, inside his own 10-yard line. Definitely not the ideal place to start a drive, but as you guys said, Hardcore haven't been stopped yet tonight, and we're going to see what happens here on this drive. She's going to hand it off again, but no, another read option as Big E Migs is going to break it out to the left side, pick up 3 yards. Somehow 2nd and 4, pick up 3 yards, turns into 3rd and 2. Doesn't make sense in my head, but regardless, it's 3rd and 2 now. And we're going to see what he does as he goes back to a no huddle to try to pick this up. We're going to have a halfback screen, and he dumps it off, and he jukes him off, and here we go. Nike Jordan down the left side across the 50 to the 40. Another juke. Down, stumbling, bumbling inside the 30-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Nike Jordan is just putting everybody on skates today, making people go back and pick themselves up, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter, 14-14. Wow, what a first quarter. All tied up. Heck of a game so far. What are you guys' thoughts on what we're going to see in these next 3 quarters?
I mean, it was funny I touched on Nike Jordan. You can only contain him for so long. It feels like, Saquon Barkley. I know it's a weird comparison because they're both Penn State, but he just can take over the game with that guy at any point. You got to get him down. I would honestly just be setting an extra guy to man coverage him at all time.
I don't know that we can ask for much more. I mean, it's been a great first quarter. What else do you want to see? I mean, there's no requests on my end. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I hope that last play didn't plant a seed in Thrizzy's head to try and run a screenplay, because that would be a bad decision on his part.
That is true. You don't run the screens against Hardcore. It doesn't work. I never even played the guy, but yeah, it doesn't work. But yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting, but that was a heck of a play from Hardcore to be able to run that and pick up, 50-plus yards. Absolutely huge play there. As we see Thrizzy making some adjustments there for that option defense and QB contain, going to the aggressive. What do you think? You think that's a good move here?
I like it. I always do that if I'm playing a fast quarterback in an online game. Just it helps your defenders get a jump on him if he's going to scramble or if it's that option.
Absolutely. As we're going to see this curl route picking up huge yards there. Great play there for Hardcore. Quick play coming out 5 wide. Down now the 14-yard line, 1st and 10.
I don't know. I don't. This drive's going how we would expect it to go. Just chunk yards and score another touchdown, I mean, that's just what we expect.
As we see the handoff to Nike Jordan, he is going to be tackled, brought down for a loss of 4 yards. And once again, I mean, we've seen Jordan have a couple of big plays there, but really overall, he is still not being able to do as much. I feel like in past games, we've been able to see him more, consistently pick up yards. And tonight, it's come in chunks, but the losses have also been there.
Yeah, like Baker said, oh, nice defense here, forcing he makes a rollout to the 31st in that throw, and here's a 3rd and 14. I forgot my train of thought.
Oh, it's all good. It is all good. And yeah, huge 3rd down here. I mean, he is in the red zone, should be able to convert a field goal at the least, but, I think he's definitely going to go try to pick this up. If not the 1st down, then the touchdown, as we see him come out here with single back and the shotgun. Once again, Thrizzy user in that safety playmaker. We're going to drop back, and he has a man wide open in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Hardcore, Penn State. Oh, my goodness, what happened there, guys? What a blown coverage. I mean, there was no one on the guy.
Yeah, there was no corner over there, and Thrizzy, so that's the downside if you're going to be using that defensive back. You got to be quick, and he wasn't fast enough to read that coverage there.
Where'd the corner go?
I don't think there was a corner, or he was like playing linebacker. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue. I don't know what happened, but we just had a complete bust in coverage there where he left the guy wide open for a touchdown. And here we go. Baker, you got your wish. We've seen Hardcore get the score here, and now it's time to see how Thrizzy responds.
I think he's going to have to do more than use D-Bog Nasty, because I think Hardcore started to bottle that up a little bit on that last drive. I saw him scroll past the screen. I hope he's not thinking it.
Uh-oh. Hey, okay, no. Looks like a little jet sweep action here. As we are going to get the handoff around the outside. Frog drives car, and he is going to drive it all the way for a 16, 17-yard gain. Great first play there to get this drive already rocking and rolling. Ball at the 36-yard line.
I love this offense. I love all the motion. It's just, like I was saying before the game, there's so many guys moving and so many misdirections and just moving without getting the ball that you don't know where the ball is actually going to go.
He does a good job of mixing up and running a lot of like misdirection and, I don't want to call it trickery, but a lot of like paying attention to where the ball's going,
Oh, and there is a bad read on that play. She probably should have handed it off, had some room up the middle, but loses 3 yards there. That's a tough loss there. Set him behind the sticks, but we've seen Thrizzy be behind the sticks already this game, and he's been able to convert.
I anticipate a roll right of some sort here. And try and get another guy going across the field.
Yes, for those of you in the chat, our G12 user coaches could name their players. You could, as a fan of the league, you could ask to be one of the players. So that's where these names have come from. They're followers of Thrizzy, as he's going to roll right and have to throw this one away, and all of a sudden a 3rd and 13. As we see Hardcore pumping up the crowd, he is excited, has Thrizzy right where he wants him, and this could be a huge 3rd down right here. If Thrizzy doesn't convert this, we could see this game start to turn in favor of Hardcore.
Yeah, so Whiplash, you can, like Hottie Toddy mentioned, just hit up one of those coaches. If you want a player, you can pretty much name anyone who's not already named. You can hit up one of those coaches.
So we're going to see Hate of Greatness roll right and then throw back across the middle of the field, and he fumbles the ball. Oh, my goodness. He caught it. In real football, I'm not sure they rule that a catch, but in this game, it's got to be a catch, followed up by a fumble, and what a huge turnover for Thrizzy. Hardcore gets the ball in great field position, almost at midfield, and wow, here we go.
That's killer, man. The way Thrizzy's been playing, and that's the stuff you just can't have happen because Hardcore takes advantage of it. I'm curious to see his stats on. I'm sure he's probably scored on like 90% of his drives.
He has definitely scored a lot, as we are going to get a rollout with Big E Miggs, and he's just going to scramble and slide. Safe play there, but he picks up 7 yards, and that's huge to go be able to go and convert when there was nothing doing in the passing game and go pick up yards to keep the sticks, to stay ahead of the sticks.
That fumble by Thrizzy, I had a play that worked to my advantage in my game yesterday with that, throwing it back across the field, but generally that's a pretty risky play to make, and, it should have been a completion, but I don't know that, you can be real upset because it's kind of a fluky play to begin with. That was a nice stop there.
Yeah, nice stop.
He was pretty key.
It feels like it's been either big plays or nothing for Nike Jordan today.
He likes to go to these stupid cheese routes off of the jump there.
Absolutely. Sorry, my stream just completely froze for a second.
I'm really surprised, Hardcore with the lead isn't trying to just pound the ball with Nike Jordan because, if you get a big play every 2 or 3 plays, it's a pretty good outcome, He ran it with Big E Miggs right up the middle there.
What are you going to do, man? He's just killer.
And mine's a little, pixelated on my end, but I'm okay.
Yep. We've got a 4th and 1 here. And what is he going to go to? He's going to play action pass, dump it off, but he's got to break a tackle. And he's got to pick up the first down. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how in the world he picked up that first down, as we're going to see him continue to go to the no huddle. Wow, that was absolutely crazy.
Who got the ball first?
Jersey.
This could be a big possession for Hardcore.
Yeah, that's the thing I was saying too about Kaz in this game. It's like the timing of your mistakes. If he's going to turn it over, Hardcore marches down, gets a touchdown, gets the ball back, then it stretches out to a 21 possible point lead. There's E Miggs getting flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw it away. Behind. I was watching the wrong screen.
You're good.
I like how I got this set up, though. It's that my Twitch feed is just so far behind, it's basically just my instant replay.
Hey, same.
Yeah,
Yep. I put my Twitch up on the Xbox so I can watch it in the background and see the instant replay. If I miss it on the computer screen, I just look up there real quick. So, anyways, all right. 3rd and 8 here for Hardcore CFB. Drizzy's got to have a stop here. And he's still out of field goal range here, too. So you stop him here, stop him from picking up, hardly any yards. And we should be able to force a punt here.
Yeah, like you said, any yards, because I feel like Hardcore's one of the more aggressive coaches in the league. If it's maybe 4th and 4 on the other side of the field, he might go for it.
We're going to see him throw a risky pass, 2 receivers in the same area, but one of them comes up with it and completes the pass for a first down. That was a interesting throw there into 2 receivers, but he had him open and was able to complete the catch.
He usered the player right in that same spot. He just kind of took him away from the play.
A lot of changes here from the quarterback on the Penn State offense. A lot of audibles, hot routes being called. We're going to see the ball snap. He's going to throw it up top. And, it is incomplete. Battle for the ball there, but Element 0, the defensive back, is able to break it up and stop him from completing the pass.
If he'd have threw it in the end zone, he might have had him, but that was a nice recovery by that DB.
What do you think here? Is Hardcore going to try to kill... Oh, never mind. Not if he's picking up big chunks. If I'm Hardcore here, I mentioned it in the game we called the other night. I might kill this clock. Take it to halftime. You get the ball back. Even if you just get a field goal, go up 10, then you get the ball back.
Yeah, it's definitely big that Hardcore does get the ball back. You don't want to give Thrizzy a lot of time here. So, yeah, maybe if you do pick up this 3rd down here, you let that clock start to bleed a little bit. In fact, I think we're already seeing the clock bleed here just a little bit. Play clock going deeper and deeper. not trying to give Thrizzy as much time because, yeah, it's definitely a bigger deal to be up 10 at halftime than only be up 7 or 3 for sure.
Yeah, and it's weird to say killing the clock's an aggressive move, but I think in that situation it is to try to just. Oh, let's see what Emigs can do here. Rolling out left, he can fumble.
He fumbled it. Oh my gosh!
So someone mentioned the RNG working in hardcore. That's another. Just that fumble just happened to just fly out of bounds.
Yeah, hardcore's definitely caught maybe a break or two here in this game. Not to take anything away from his user skills either, because he has put on some skills, especially with that user sticks. As we're going to see hardcore attempt the field goal here. And the kick is up, and it is good. I mean, right down the middle, no doubt about it. Big field goal there, but 1:43 left on the clock. So obviously for Thrizzy, right, you got to be pretty aggressive to go down and score. However, you don't want to turn the ball over here and just allow hardcore to put more points on the board, right?
Wonderful. Thank you for that raid.
He's got to be selective here on what plays he's going to try and, take a couple shots. There's plenty of time left. Uh-oh.
Oh, his Element Zero is going to break it out to the right side to the 50. One man to beat, but that one man is going to get him. But still, huge return. Getting
Nike
the ball
Jordan,
down.
Nike ground Jordan.
He is saying, put me on that returner of the year list right now. Absolutely huge return there. And wow, yeah, this could feel like a totally different game if Thrizzy finds a way to get in the end zone here and make this only a 3-point game. Yo, Yofi, thank you so much for gifting those 5 Tier 1 subs as we get a handoff up the middle. D-Bog Nasty going to go pick up 8 yards to make it 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and I know he wanted the touchdown there, and you take that touchdown, but that might have worked in his favor there because he can, you always hear me harping on the clock, man. I'm big on trying to kill this clock to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you guys crushed me yesterday for
Yep,
that.
I did.
The only reason I took that time out before the half was to get my players give them a break for a second when I was running the no huddle, but whether I needed to do it or not, to be determined.
Hey, no soft words up here in the G12 booth.
Kidding,
we tell it like it is. We tell it like it is. Emigs at least played in the league last year.
It's so easy to throw punches when you ain't got a dog in the fight, boys.
hey, my dog is literally in the fight.
Oh, yeah.
All right, but back to this game. As we have a 2nd and 6 here, clock down under a minute. We see him calling some hot routes as we're gonna have D-Bog Greatness or Hated Greatness drop back. Roll to the right, and he has a guy open. He's going to step out of bounds, but have a 1st and goal inside the 3-yard line. Huge play there. Needs to punch it in the end zone here, though. Absolutely right. I don't think there's much. I mean, obviously, if you have to, you settle for 3, but the touchdown is what you really need right here.
Yeah, and this is where I choke. I suck at this red zone 2-yard line.
Yeah, sometimes you think about just taking a 5-yard penalty to back yourself up a little bit.
That's what he just did is what you think should happen every drive, but I never dive it into the end zone because I'm stupid.
Is 48 seconds too long? Too much time? 45 seconds?
It's definitely enough time.
Well, look, with Nike Jordan back there as the return man, 8 seconds is probably too long. So any time you leave on the clock is probably, even if he can't get a touchdown, even going down and getting a field goal.
3 timeouts. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah. I mean, we know in real life, 45 seconds, 3 timeouts, that's pushing it. But in this game, the way the clock works, it's just a ton of time.
Absolutely. Also, we have a massive thunderstorm here, and my power tends to go out during thunderstorms. So if I disappear, that's where I went. I just saw lightning right outside my window. So we'll see what happens. We're going to try to hopefully bear with it. I heard a noise and I took off my headphones. I was like, oh, that's thunder. That's awesome. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can hang tight here in the booth for this game. But if I do disappear, now you'll know why. I promise Ramble didn't eat me.
Knock on wood for Hottie Toddy's power.
Yeah, for real. All right, we're going to see a conservative play call handoff with the counter. Not much doing there, only picking up 3 yards.
That felt like it could have busted it out for a huge play
there.
Feeling pretty good.
Uh-oh.
Pretty good, man. We are...
Is he hurt? I don't think so. I think it's just that weird animation.
Ground Jordan just laying on the ground.
Not getting blown out here.
I think he's gonna be okay. No, I'm not in Florida. I'm in North Carolina. No, night ski. I know it's weird to have like a winter thunderstorm, but this is like the third one we've had. It's been crazy. Anyway, 2nd and 7. Another handoff with the counter, and here we go. Those stick skills. Oh, he does break one tackle, but still with a 3rd and 1. 34 running. Seconds, clock running. He's gonna go to the no huddle here. Chooses not to use one of those 2 timeouts as we now have the clock down below 27 seconds, and it is still ticking down. 3rd and 1. Big play here as he drops back to pass. He's going to roll left, and he is going to throw it downfield, and he has him wide open at the 25, the 21.
Switch out.
10-5. Touchdown.
You can't do that. You just can't. You immediately switch out. If you see him in space, you get your defender as close as you can and then press B and let the CPU, and cross your fingers and let the CPU, right there. You switch out. You don't let him, it's just impossible, man. That's the 2nd time he's had him on skates going backwards.
Absolutely put him on skates. Are you kidding me? What a play from Hardcore to go and just put it in the end zone there. Still leaving 14 seconds. Yes, John Rob, you're right. That was way too much time, obviously. Like I said, I didn't think it mattered. But anyways, we see him put it in the end zone, and we're going to have him kick it out of bounds. We're not going to.
I think that's Hardcore toying with them right now. I think Hardcore's saying, I'm going to give you the ball a little bit better field position, try and take a shot, and let me pick this thing off, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Rip his heart out.
But we saw Miami with a great return last time too. So you have to take that in consideration. He was able to return it down, inside the 40 and set him up in a great field position. So I think you kind of want to stop that. So we are going to see him audible into this fullback dive, and now he's going to audible back out of it. So we're just going to see a read option handoff and nothing doing. And I'm assuming we're going to take it to half. No, I think he called a timeout. He did. He used that 2nd timeout. I guess he's going to try to see maybe if he can get something doing here with only 11 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, why not? It's a video game.
Well, at a minimum, if you can get a nice little catch, you still got 1 timeout in your pocket, kick a field goal.
Yeah.
That's beneficial too heading into the half. So,
what do you need? You need 30 yards. If you can get to the 35, you can make a 50-yard field goal.
He is going to roll. And he tries to force it down there, but gets hit. 6 seconds left on the clock.
That animation right there tends to get my QBs hurt a lot in my offline dynasty, where he throws the ball and gets popped and it goes like 2 yards.
I mean, he got drilled.
Yeah. I know. That's what I'm saying in my offline. I've lost a lot of QBs doing that play right there.
I don't mind that they get the QBs hurt, but it's like it's only the quarterback and the running back that can get hurt.
Yeah.
It feels no one else gets hurt. That'll do it for our first half, boys. But wow. Oh, 1 second.
I was gonna say, why didn't Hardcore call timeout and make him punt it? And he can just kick it out of bounds. I mean,
go for it. Just kneel it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the clock can be weird. I think you can kneel it with 1 second.
Call a shotgun pass, run back, and just throw it away.
Yeah.
Don't give Hardcore the satisfaction. Oh, he's gonna punt it.
I would just kick it out of bounds. Man, trust yourself on the kicking game to just kick it out of bounds.
I don't know. It's Hardcore. He does crazy stuff. I don't know. He could send like some ridiculous blitz right here and block this punt. He's not though.
Well, he doesn't have cheat codes, I don't think, does he?
I don't know. Maybe he does. He's good somehow. We had another timeout from Penn State. Maybe he's gonna look. If I'm Jizzy here, I'm calling that fullback dive again that he loves to run so much. Odds of a fumble are pretty much 0. As we see now, the block is on, but we are going to see Thrizzy punt it away here, it seems, and the return team backs out. But oh my goodness, it's returnable. But nothing doing there. Big hits.
That was an interesting 1 second, I gotta say.
I feel like just the fact that he punted to him is a little moral victory. I would have been like, "Fuck you! I'm calling a shotgun pass and I'm throwing it away."
I'm honestly with you. I think it would have done the same. I don't think I would have given him the satisfaction of punting to him. But there it is. We have a great first half. I I don't want to say I'm surprised because a 10-point game right now, I mean, we're right at the spread. I think Thrizzy has definitely played a heck of a game. We saw the fumble be a huge turnover and start to give Hardcore, and even before that, getting just the stop. But what do y'all's takeaways from this first half? What do you think so far?
I like what I see from Thrizzy. It's like you said, it's just the fumble, and then it's Hardcore being so on his game that he'll take advantage and he'll get points. So it's 10 points, but Hardcore's going to start off with the ball, so if you're a betting man, you're going to bet he scores on this opening drive and push it out to 13 or 17.
Yeah, I think Thrizzy's done a really good job. I mean, Nike Jordan's had a couple big plays, but I think for the most part he's done a good job of keeping him contained. And then I think the other side on, when he's throwing the ball, there's been a couple big plays where Thrizzy's been on roller skates back there trying to use their tackle. If he can get away from that, I think that'll help him a lot in the second half.
So, Baker, what you're saying is he probably needs to take after the Pirate school of defense and now the sub-Baker school of defense. Get off the user.
I was just going to say that.
Just let him go make the tackle, right?
Well, the open field tackles like that are hard and offline, let alone online. I mean, so, I guess, it's Pirate Ike's school of defense.
What I like doing, this is probably Pirate, but what I'll do is I'll run them into as close as I can get them, and then I switch, and then let the CPU kind of finish the tackle. Just because we saw it right there in that last one where he had him backing up, like he had no chance because you have no idea what Hardcore's doing. All you have to do is kind of just move that left stick back and forth, and you're just not going to stop him.
I think that in that one-on-one matchup, because the user connection is not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
When the ball carrier makes the move, they have the advantage because then you got to respond, and then if they cut back either way, they've got to step on you again. So I think that's a big disadvantage on the defense in a one-on-one matchup.
Absolutely. There's everything in a user game, the timing is just a little different, and you don't know if it's going to be like faster, slower, or whatever. But good point.
Yeah, completely agree. So if you are Thrizzy now going into the second half, obviously, first things first is you try to get a stop on this opening drive, but we saw Thrizzy do some good things. So what are those things he needs to continue doing, or what are the adjustments that he has to make to be able to pull off this comeback victory here in the second half?
Protect the ball. You just can't have any. That fumble really, you can't really blame him. It just kind of popped out on a tackle, but just no stupid interceptions. And maybe just hold that RB to cover the ball every time you're running it. Just I don't want to say play conservative, but just protect the ball.
I noticed towards the end of that half, though, that the rolling right with the guy going across the field, Hardcore is following that guy across to the sideline now. I'd be a little bit cautious to keep running that play because I think that could lead to an interception later on. But I think for the most part, Thrizzy's offense has been pretty good. The fumble is really the difference in the game because Hardcore went down and scored off of that. So he's got, the lead heading into the half here.
Absolutely, and I think we're probably, as we get ready here for this second half kickoff, I think we're probably still in for a good half. I don't think Hardcore will blow it wide open, but at the same time, I wouldn't surprise if he does because it's Hardcore. As here we go with the kickoff, and wow, he just boots that one through the back of the end zone. He says, "You're not touching this one, Nike Jordan," and puts it out of the back.
Yeah, and like you said, it doesn't feel like he's going to pull away too much, but this is kind of how the Cavs game felt, right? It was really close heading into the third, and then it just started to snowball.
Absolutely, and that is a great point there. The hold on 4th and inches was a huge breaking point in this game as well, as it forced Thrizzy to have to punt after that. As we see a scramble there from Big E Miggs, picking up 9 yards down first down, and we're going to see him go right back to the no huddle right away. That's the thing. I think when Hardcore likes what he sees on offense, he starts the train and they just keep on rolling.
Yeah, it's that 3-3-5 is weird, especially against a running team like Hardcore. And there's a bomb to the right side. Ooh, almost intercepted.
It looked like we see Hardcore take over as a user there.
Yeah, I think we're trying to see Hardcore do the little I don't know. There's a term for that, but where you bring him inside and then cut him back outside and make the user catch.
It works on the computer every time.
Didn't work there, though, as we see a 3rd and inches here. Could be a huge stop here for Thrizzy if he can. His defense can bow up and get the stop here. Coming out in the shotgun, and we're going to get a halfback draw, and it is going to be close, and it is going to be stopped 4th and inches. I don't know about the spot there, but hey, we talked about, well, it looks like Hardcore is going to go for it. We talked about Thrizzy catching a break. Maybe this is the one. 4th and inches. I mean, you got to be able to trust your offense to go pick up an inch, right? But already got stopped once. We'll see what happens here on this play.
Yeah, he crashed left on that play, and the run went right. If he would have crashed right, then it would have probably been a loss.
And he is going to drop back in a pass on 4th and inches, but he's going to complete it over the middle. Quick pass, dangerous throw, but picks up the 1st down. And once again, right back to the no huddle. Here we go. Baker, we see you go to the no huddle a lot too, especially after picking up 1st downs. What do you think the biggest advantages of that are?
Oh, it wears down the defense, and if you can get them in a formation you like, they have to either call timeout or audible out of it. And a lot of times people don't know their defensive audible, so then they're stuck in that defense. And, it keeps them on their toes. The other thing, too, is my offense has got a lot of speed players, so the quicker we can go, I feel like I'm at an advantage in that regard, too, where we just keep, switching it up, moving them around, and using my speed guys.
Yeah, for sure. As we see Hardcore come out in this flex bone formation that he likes so much, and he drops back to pass, immediate roll right, dump off to the receiver out in the flat, and just nothing doing for Jordan there. Doesn't pick up any yards. And once again, we see Thrizzy get him back to another 3rd down here. Haven't been able to stop him much on 3rd down. I don't know what his percentage is. I know it's high. He's converted a lot of 3rd downs. But if you're Thrizzy, you got to start getting some stops here and turning the ball over back to your offense.
Yeah, and I know this might seem like I'm pulling teeth here, but he is literally using everything. He switched to tackle that guy at the last second. And I just wouldn't have risked it because I feel like you have a high risk of breaking your own tackles. Here's Nike Jordan. True. 1st down.
I agree. I see that a lot too. I feel like I have a tendency to do that as well, to always switch user. It's obviously a lot different in a CPU game versus an online user game, but you're right. There's a lot of risk to that. I don't know. Is Thrizzy just that confident in his user defensive skills that he's like, I'm making this tackle no matter what? But we've seen him get put on skates so many times tonight.
Yeah, and like I said, that one, the tackle is going to get done probably either way, but I just feel like when you user it, it ups the risk. Here's a screen.
He's going to see a screen, but he's going to go deep instead.
What the?
And we have a flag down. It possibly could be, sometimes they call offensive pass interference here for alignment downfield.
Yeah, that was a weird
there
play.
It is. It was. I mean, it was definitely a screen, but he saw that guy breaking down the right side and decided to throw it to him. But I guess it comes off as offensive pass interference. I think what we know it as is, lineman downfield.
Yeah.
I don't think they had that call in this game. But, yeah. I mean, you like Hardcore taking the shot there, but he's got to know that that's going to get called pretty much every time on that screenplay.
And watching that replay back, I'm not sure if it was intended for that outside receiver and he underthrew it, and that running back was just there to catch it.
That would be some hardcore luck, though.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like what happened.
Yeah, for sure. As we're going to get a run up the middle, picking up 7 yards, 2nd and 13 after that 10-yard penalty. Once again, we're going to see Hardcore go right back to the thing, and another handoff to Nike ground Jordan up the middle, and he picks up another 4 to getting his. I'm trying. Picks up 4 to get it. 3rd. It's just a lot to get out in a short breath. 3rd and 9, but once again, another no huddle call. As we see his quarterback very slow to get back to the line there. As he is moving into an audible of 5 wide sets. This is a big 3rd down.
On the left side.
And it's not there. Instead, it's the out route to the right side. And he does pick it up for a 1st down. Wow, that's a huge conversion there to keep this drive alive. And more importantly, we're seeing, Thrizzy's making him work for it, but at the same time, he's taking time, off the clock. And this is time that Thrizzy's definitely going to need in this game to come back. I mean, ultimately, especially if Hardcore puts this in the end zone at the end of this long drive.
That's what I was just thinking. Is he's playing good? He's forcing these 3rd and longs, but he's already down 10. Now half the clock off this 3rd quarter. And like you said, if he scores, then he's down either 13 or 17, and almost most of the 3rd quarter gone.
I feel like the game looks like it's moving a little slower for him in the second half.
It when it gets like all choppy like that, Baker, where everyone's just running through. Yeah.
And that really, I personally think that plays to the offense's advantage because you're
Everything
able
moves
to
slower.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the way to stop.
No, I kind of like it when that starts happening. Not gonna lie.
Same thing, so gotta give him that props.
So we have a 2nd and 6 here coming out in this shotgun formation. We're going to get a handoff with the counter, and he is going to get tripped up and stuffed. Only a 2-yard gain there. And once again, another 3rd down here for Thrizzy. I feel like we've said this so many times on this drive, but he has not been able to get the stop, or he's been able to get it to 4th and inches and go and convert it anyway. So, I mean, if you're Thrizzy, right, you've got to get the stop here. I mean, this time is just going down. I mean, already a ton of time gone. Over half the 3rd quarter has just disappeared. This is a big defensive play here again for this Miami defense.
I think if Hardcore even picks up 2 yards, he's going to go for it again on 4th down.
I think so. Because that would push it. If he gets a touchdown here, that pushes it to 3 possessions, and he's doing a good job with the clock. Here's a 1st down. That's driving forward.
Run that counter play that we like to see. He doesn't run it a lot, so that way you don't know when it's going. Once again, with this motion offense, you usually follow the motion, but you run that little misdirection counter handoff, and the defense doesn't see it coming, and that's a huge conversion there for Hardcore as he gets a fresh set of downs in 1st and 10 now.
That's a new little wrinkle in Hardcore's offense this year. He didn't run that, I don't think, at all last year, did he?
No, I don't think so.
No, definitely not last year, but yeah, we've seen it a good many times in his games so far this year as we get another handoff there, but nothing doing on this one. 2-yard loss. Big for Thrizzy to get him behind the sticks here because he absolutely needs to get a stop here.
3rd down, right, Howdy Toddy? Like, he's looked good on 1st and 2nd. We just got to see if he can pull off something on 3rd.
Absolutely. 2nd and 12 here. Hardcore's going to have a guy wide open, tackled at the 5-yard line. And, I mean, it's tough there because, I mean, you keep him out of the end zone for now, but it just feels like at this point that no matter what, Hardcore's putting this in the end zone. And honestly, the longer it takes, it's just taking more time off the clock for Thrizzy, as we do see Thrizzy make a couple of adjustments there to more aggressive defense for sure.
I just hope when Thrizzy gets the ball back, even if Hardcore scores here, I hope he doesn't panic because I've been down by more than 2 scores to Hardcore heading into 4th quarters and been able to come back. So you just kind of have to stick to your game plan and not get panicked.
Exactly. There it is on the play action pass. Touchdown for Penn State. And I'm right there with you, Baker. I mean, we have seen you come back on Hardcore. Really both times you played him in that tournament way back when and in the G12. Man, that tournament feels like it was like 4 years ago, and it was like not even a year ago. Or maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
No, probably not, though.
2020 was a long year, so
yes, it was. And 2021 is off to be just as long. I don't know about you guys, but at least for me. So, yeah, this is interesting here. Now down 17. Still a lot of time yet. I mean, we aren't even in the 4th quarter yet. But here we go on the kickoff return. We see him be dangerous, but nothing doing for him there. Just gets out past the 20. But Thrizzy absolutely has to put points on the board here, you feel. Like, can't come away with nothing. I mean, even if it is just 3, that's still something and gets it back to a 2-score game. But ultimately, right, you want to see him put up 7 here if he can.
He's got to get points. He has to move fast. That was a really good drive by Hardcore. He took off 5 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock.
Absolutely. So we're going to see a read option. He is going to break it out to the left side, to the 50, to the 40. He's got a couple of men on his tail, but he's juking back and forth. 10, 5, touchdown. There it is.
Nice run.
And so he gave him a little taste of his own medicine there, right? No defender on his back feet heading backwards, but he was just kind of shifting back and forth, and he couldn't get a handle on him.
Absolutely not. That left stick skills, like exactly what he needed right there. Huge Back and forth, back and forth.
Did you see Hardcore do the Hardcore's like, oh, baloney.
I did. I saw that. But, hey, Hardcore's done that tonight multiple times. So he had it coming to him as far as I'm concerned. And all of a sudden, we're right back to a 10-point game. But here's the problem. If Hardcore does what he did on this last drive, this game's over. If he takes another 5 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock and puts it in the end zone, Thrizzy's just not going to have the time to come back again. So we've got to see Thrizzy stop him early and get the stop and be able to turn the ball over and get it back, right?
Yeah, and like Whiplash said, he's saying everything before me. That was absolutely exactly what he needed. A really fast score, under 15 seconds, I think. So no time off the clock, got it back down to 10 points. Needs to stop, though, like you said.
He's leaving A wide open over there. That's the second or third time we've seen that play just pick up huge yards.
I think that's on him. He's audibling too much. Or actually, I don't know what he did there. No, there's just no one deep in the mid. No, that was because he didn't have Playmaker. Yeah, he was usering him. I feel like I do that a lot, Baker. I'll start audibling or moving guys around, and I'm the one that fucks up and someone gets wide open.
Yeah. Oh,
and they
man.
see him again. Oh, my goodness. He is going to tackle him down at the 15-yard line. But, yes, oh, my goodness. I mean, there's just not a lot of help over the top from the safeties, partly because it is, him using that safety every single play. And all of a sudden, Hardcore is down inside the red zone in the blink of an eye. This is not what Thrizzy needed for sure.
Yeah, and like I was just praising Thrizzy for that fast score. Now Hardcore is taking his foot on the gas and going right down the field. Trying to push it back out to the 2 possessions.
So we're going to get a handoff up the middle. And it looks like he's going to go pick up about 5 yards. And
right there, it didn't come back to bite him. It was a run play, but he put both safeties on those outside zones. If that would have been if there was a tight end there, it would have had a 100% wide open middle of the field.
Yeah, I saw that. I caught that right before the end of the play, and I think you made a good point earlier. I think Thrizzy's just trying to do too much on defense. Like sometimes you just got to line them up and trust your defense to go make plays, like they do right here on this play. 2-yard loss. That's absolutely huge. But yeah, I mean we see him moving guys all over the field, calling audibles for him, and Hardcore's kind of taking advantage of that as we see Hardcore go to the no huddle here, and maybe Hardcore sees something he likes and thinks he can go get something right here quick for either a first down or a touchdown.
Yeah, and just going off the putting guys in position, it's a lot of times you think you're doing the right thing, you're trying to cover where you think he's going, but the base play usually is going to cover what it needs to cover. And there's the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, we're going to see him take it to the end of the third quarter. Hardcore didn't like what he saw there, decides to take it. 10-point lead, though, for Hardcore. I mean, great position, especially here now, down inside the red zone. But it is a 3rd and 7 here. We've seen Hardcore convert a lot of third downs. But Thrizzy absolutely, I mean, you hold him to 3 here, keep it a 13-point game. You only need 2 touchdowns to go win it. I also, if Hardcore does get this to like a 4th and 3 or 4, maybe he might go for it too.
Yeah. Another 3rd and long, like you said.
We're going to get a handoff up the middle for Nike Jordan, and he is going to get popped, but does give him the first down. That looks super close to me as the 4s are all up in the chat and all over the screen as we go into the 4th quarter. Wow. I don't know. Once again, is that just some more Hardcore luck to be able to pick up that first down there? It looks a little short to me.
I was going to say I was trying to do your little replay scheme, but I didn't catch it quick enough. It looked short.
Me either.
I don't know.
I mean, honestly,
times this year. I mean, I think once in the Stoner game, once in my St. Breeze's game, I felt like the guy was a yard short on a 4th down, and it gave him the spot, or a 3rd and 1. I don't know, something with just the animation, I guess.
I was going to say, wow.
Up the middle, breaking tackles left and right. No, it's not, but he takes it in the end zone regardless. Touchdown Hardcore to make this thing 44-28 with the extra point pending.
Well, I like that. That was a cool animation. I don't see that a lot. He kind of shoved that guy down to the ground.
And the extra point is up and good. 45-28 extends this lead right back out to 17. So once again, you absolutely need Thrizzy to go score quick, just like he did last time. But if he can do that, there's still a lot of time left on this clock. And so he needs to go do that again quick. I'm not sure we're going to see a one-play touchdown. I think we'll see Hardcore probably make some defensive adjustments, but this will be interesting.
Goodness.
All right, as we have a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line after the touchback on the kickoff. Hated Greatness going to drop back, roll to the right, throw it back across the middle to D-Bog Nasty, and a big hit across the middle as he only picks up 5 yards, 2nd and 5. And you just feel like every second is precious here for Thrizzy as he goes right into the no huddle. And we're gonna get a
time left. You just got to get some points on the board on this drive. Otherwise, it's going to be real tough.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's like John Robb just said. What I was going to say is it's just the defense. If Hardcore wanted on his next drive, we just saw him kill over 5 minutes of clock. I feel like if Hardcore wanted, he could set it on conservative and just drive down the field and kill the clock. He needs, again, he needs big plays and he needs them fast. Is X. X burned his guy over on that streak.
I feel like the left side of the field is kind of neglected by a lot of the users.
Everyone's right-handed.
Yeah. Yeah, but you miss a lot of opportunities on that left side of the field. You want the right-handed quarterback.
I notice I've been playing a lot of NBA. I go right all the time, and I'm like, dude, you're not playing. You can go left.
Yeah.
It's over 830 yards for offense.
Well, that first quarter, there's probably half of those.
Absolutely. As we do see him roll left and complete the pass
there you go.
in the middle. Maybe we should all start going left more, guys.
I can't turn left.
Oh my gosh. Great movie. As we're going to get a handoff up the middle. And he's going to go pick up 6 yards. But once again, this time is just starting to tick.
So I like what he's doing. He's still running these 5 wides, and then when he audibles into his read options, it's like wide receivers taking the handoff. So he's got speed everywhere on the field. No one open. Again, like not a bad drive, but it's just the time. He needs big chunk plays, and he's looking for it. Just Hardcore is not giving him anything. Really good coverage. See, Hated Greatness taking this snap. He's got Frog Drive's car over there on the right side, 9 yards. So he's gonna go down. Like if you're Hardcore here, this is fine, right? Even if you give up a touchdown, how much time's going off the board?
Grizzlies linemen are gas, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, if Hardcore runs a blitz, you're going to have some lookout blocks for Hated Greatness.
Eke out again for a nice little run. I know sometimes I get worried there because the running back there leaking out, like he'll run into you and screw you over. Yeah, John, you got the clock here. And Thrizzy's looking for these plays downfield. There's nothing open. Oh, risky pass. I think he had X on the curl. I don't know if he was looking, but again, like Baker said, that was that left side. He wasn't looking.
And we see here on offense, I mean, when we see that screen pop up, I mean, there's just reds, like, across the board there for Thrizzy's offense. Like, even as quarterback is, which is also dangerous because that's a lot of times when players get hurt, too, and hopefully that's not what we're going to see here, is we're going to see him roll to the right. We're going to see him try to force a pass as it gets batted down there.
He's lucky. That probably would have gotten picked. There's about 3 or 4 defenders over there. All All right, 3rd and 7 here at the 19, 4 minutes left. Thursday is feeling the pressure now. He's going to need some magic. 3-possession game, sorry. Going back to that read option. Bullock wants a shark wheel. I don't need it. Big play by D-Bog Nasty, shrugging off a defender. Picking up 7, but not enough for the first down. 4th and inches. Clock is ticking. And again, hardcore, this is fine. You just keep giving up yards. Oh, well, you're killing so much clock. Just hate a greatness.
Wow, we're going to see him sneak through. Oftentimes on the QB sneak, you kind of just see the guy fall forward, but he's going to sneak through and pick up some more yards. But once again, yeah, hardcore's okay with this. As long as he's watching that clock tick, that's all that matters to him.
Because that's what he's allowing us to do.
And it might not be fun, but if I'm hardcore when I get the ball, I'm just killing the clock. Wide open middle of the field.
Absolutely. Yeah, hated greatness. Run! But gets it down to 2nd and goal. I think if he would have taken off a second earlier, I think he's probably in the end zone right now. There's just nobody there. But we also have seen the hated greatness is absolutely just gassed right now.
I think not a lot of. You mentioned at the perfect time because I'm watching the replay, and when he hits turbo, he was really slow to start going. I think it's because he was tired, like you said.
Oh, we're going to get a flag. Is this on the offense or the defense? It looks like that was going to be on the offensive false start because he's going to back him up now to the 6-yard line for a 2nd and goal. And that's big right there to lose those yards.
Clock now under 4 minutes. No tight end with the 4 wideouts. Got the slant for a touchdown.
Got him open on the slam. Touchdown, Miami. So he breathes a little life back into this team.
Yeah, look at that.
God, just look at that team. Are you kidding me? I've never seen a team so red right like that. That's crazy.
I mean, do you kick the onside kick here, or do you trust the defense at all? I mean, they haven't gotten a stop.
I don't know. I feel like if you kick it deep, this is over. I don't know. I think hardcore can run the clock out.
I agree. I don't know what you're doing. I'm absolutely onside kicking. I mean, here's the way I look at it. Either you kick it deep, even if you get the stop, yeah, you probably get better field position. I know onside kicks are not highly converted in this game, but I'm at least taking a chance, like taking the risk. And at the very least, you get a 3 and out, and hardcore probably kicks a field goal, and it's still a 13-point game, still a 2-touchdown game, and, you go down. I think regardless, you get the 3 and out, like, that's the goal, whether he puts up 3 or not, but I think that's tough right there. I would not kick it deep there. There's just not enough time left on the clock for me to be doing that.
As hardcore's next opponent, I really like that Nike Jordan's still in the game right now. Only a 10-point game, but I think he could run this clock out with anyone in the backfield.
Absolutely. We're going to see him smartly slide there on that QB scramble. I mean, honestly, I'm shocked to see him come out in a pass play at all. Maybe he thought he could catch Thrizzy sleeping there, but like I said, smart play as he rolls out, slides down inbound, so that clock is going to keep on ticking. We're not going to see a timeout yet from Miami, as now we have a 2nd and 1 right here. So we're going to see a quick pass out to the right, 1st down.
Gotta come here, boys. Gotta come here.
And that's not going to do it. There's still 2:51 left on the clock, but already you really needed to see a 3 and out almost right away to have a chance in this game.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, Thursday, I don't even know if we'll see him call the timeouts because, like you said, if he can't stop the offense, there's no point of extending the game.
Right. I'm assuming, if he does get that 1st or 2nd down where he only picks up a yard or 2, we're probably going to get the timeout. But at this point, I mean, he picked up 9 yards on 1st down. Like, what are you going to do? Like, it's hard to stop him twice in a row for only picking up 1 yard. Once again, we're seeing Thrizzy just a lot of audibles on defense. I mean,
hardcore too, though.
He's calling a lot of audibles too. And once again, we're going to see hardcore drop back to pass, dump it off to Nike Jordan, who is going to get hit big. And I think they called him out of bounds there. Yeah, they did. So that's going to be a free time out there for Thrizzy. Guys, are you just shocked as I am that hardcore is still dropping back to pass in this situation?
No. I'm shocked from a football standpoint, but not knowing hardcore, no. He probably wants to score again.
I'll take a couple more hits like that on Jordan.
Hey, there you go. Baker always
He's
being
out.
savvy. Yeah, he is out of
Jordan's
the
out.
game on this play. Now we're going to see the handoff, and he is going to rumble forward for 4 yards to get it to a 3rd and 1. And I'm kind of surprised we don't see the timeout here from Thrizzy. I mean, you got a 3rd down right here. I think you got to stop the clock, right?
That's where I would have called the timeout, like you said, on a 2nd or a 3rd. This is basically a last shot.
Yeah, here's your game right here. If he picks this up, it's over. Not sure why you're not calling the timeout there. But here we go, a handoff up the middle. And oh my goodness, he is going to stop him. That's a huge hit, and we are going to get the timeout right now. 4th and 4. So if you're hardcore here, I mean, do you think about going for it, or you got to just punt it away, right?
Honestly, no.
I mean, hardcore's thinking about going for it, but what's the right answer? I don't know.
Well, what do you got to lose, right? I mean, 1:40. He hasn't really gone conservative yet. If he goes for it, doesn't get it, Thursday scores, then he can be like, okay, now I'll go into full conservative mode, kill this clock. He's still throwing, like you said. So, what do you got to lose? I don't know. Yeah, he's going.
If Thrizzy does pick up that onside kick, and all of a sudden, you just gave him good field position. So, here we go. Maybe going to try to get him to draw off sides here, too. Does have 3 timeouts in his back pocket to use. Play clock now down under 10. But no, we're going to get the handoff for Nike Jordan, and there it is. He is going to pick up the 1st down. Confidence in that offensive line and his running back to go pick up the 1st down. As we see the golf clap there from Thrizzy, I'm thinking it's going to be a clap of conceit at this point, and I think we're going to see that's going to be our game here. But boys, we have to talk about this. I mean, this is by far, in this season, the closest we've seen hardcore get played. So at the very least, did Thrizzy put enough out there on tape so that maybe someone here later on in the season can see what hardcore's doing and see how to at least play it competitively?
I mean, I think the trick is just don't turn it over, and then get lucky and force some turnovers. You know what I mean? Like, it's only his 3rd game. We're seeing him get progressively closer. Kaz played really well last week, and then now Thrizzy played the best so far. Or wait, no, this is hardcore's 4th week. Sorry, but it's getting progressively closer, right? So maybe guys are starting to figure some stuff out, try some different stuff.
And who is it that's next on the schedule for hardcore?
No, I'm looking at Baker.
I think it's Baker, right?
It is Baker. It's Baker.
Oh, good luck, Baker.
Thanks.
Can I go ahead and call dibs Fantasy World League? I want to be in the booth for that one. I like calling these games. They're fun.
That's probably an early game of the week candidate with that Natty rematch.
Hey, I think so. I think it'll absolutely be game of the week, but I want to be in the booth for it.
Baker.
Dibs. Oh my gosh. As we're going to see the final kneel down, and there it is, 45-35. Penn State in hardcore football stays undefeated, remains undefeated as the only undefeated team left in this G12 user league. I mean, a heck of a game, guys. Like, I don't think we could have asked for anything else, honestly, tonight. I mean, started out electric in the 1st quarter, and it really kept out most of the game. And we saw hardcore, pull away and kind of take control, but overall, I don't really think you can ask for much more from this game tonight, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I just mentioned, it was the closest one we got so far. We had a ton of big plays, a lot of exciting stuff happen. Again, though, I'm going to ask her, like, I just still haven't seen too many weaknesses, right? It's just like you cannot make a mistake, and you got to hope he makes a mistake, basically, is where that's how you beat him.
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, did hardcore punt at all tonight? Maybe once?
No, he didn't punt at the end of the game. We could ask him. Honestly, I don't know.
I was feeling like there was like maybe one stop in like the 3rd quarter or something where he had to punt. I know he held him to a field goal once, but yeah, maybe not. I'm not sure he had to punt at all.
Well, I know to start the 3rd, he had that 5-minute drive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not sure he punted, which is crazy. To be able to, convert on offense every single time you touch the ball. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting hardcore here in the booth here in just a bit so we can ask him some questions. But I mean, hats off to Thrizzy tonight too, though. I mean, a heck of a game. for him as we actually see Hardcore raid the G12. Thanks, Hardcore. Hardcore, I hope you're jumping in here so we can ask you some questions about the game tonight. But really, hats off to Thrizzy. Played a heck of a game. Gave him everything he got. I mean, came out and really punched him right in the mouth right from the get-go and said, hey, I'm here to play. This is not going to be a blowout. And gave him everything he had, which I think was fantastic effort from Thrizzy for sure.
Yeah, and I wonder how Hardcore was feeling that first quarter. Like I keep saying, the closest game we've had, it was really close early, and Thrizzy looked really good. Now that we kept talking about the fatigue, maybe that did really play a big part in this game because we saw them get just completely gassed out into that fourth quarter. So maybe that did play a big part in him struggling.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, you go back to that 5-minute drive to open that third quarter. I mean, your defense is going to be gassed the rest of the half after that. As it looks like we do have Hardcore joining us here in the booth. Hardcore, congratulations on the big win tonight. How are you feeling after that game?
Hey guys, how you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can hear you great.
Yeah, no, I hope you guys had a good call. I'm feeling pretty good. We played a really good opponent there who, had been coming for our ass a little bit, right? Like he was coming in this is his biggest game of the year so far. So he had a lot to possibly win and not a lot to lose. So he played an absolutely fantastic game. All credit to Thrizzy. And yeah, it was a fun damn game, wasn't it?
Yeah, fun to watch. Like we were talking about a lot of big plays. Coach, we were just mentioning that first quarter was really close. How are you? Well, obviously the closest game you played so far, but in that first quarter, Hottie Toddy mentioned he came out and punched you in the mouth, driving right down the field. How were you feeling? Were you nervous at all, or were you kind of just thinking this is early?
No, I had totally expect most people to come down and play a really good first quarter. I mean, you can even go back to last year. I usually struggle a little bit in the first quarter anyway. So I'm expecting, especially since at this point I feel like a lot of people are formulating their plans against me like every single time they see me play. So, they at least have something scripted like what they want to do coming out. So I know I'm going to get everyone's best shot in the first quarter. And Thrizzy absolutely took advantage of that. And he punched me, then counter punched again. So a lot of credit to him. But no, I mean, I'm ready for that as far as, what to expect. I just have to be able to react and to adapt to it. And we did an okay job defensively, but okay offensively in reacting to what he was doing.
Yeah, for sure. Baker, you got any questions for your opponent next week?
Hey, shh, don't tell him.
Is that next week?
I was just going to ask you, so, as you move forward into the season, what do you think? What do you think that Thrizzy did well tonight that gave you some trouble?
Oh, I tell you what. I mean, he experienced the same thing I did because there was a couple times where his guy just missed my running back, and same thing with my guys just missing his guy. So I mean, we both experienced it, and I think it was fairly equal and fairly frustrating for both of us. So in that aspect, you can't draw that up to anything more than hopefully, that doesn't happen next time. But no, otherwise, I mean, we just gave up. It was a game of almost on defense. I mean, that's just the best way to put it. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, we sucked defensively, but it was a game of almost. We almost had a pick. We almost had the one time the guy decides he wants to tip the ball instead of just letting it get to the secondary, we might have picked it off. Like just little tiny baby things. We almost tackled him, and then he went for a 40-yard run. So it was a game of almost, which isn't going to cut it in this league. But I don't know. Execution-wise is an issue. I feel like we had a decent game plan, and we were in the right spot a lot of times. We literally just didn't make the play.
Hey, yeah. Another question. Did the connection seem to get worse in the second half? Because it seemed like the game slowed down, like the speed of the game slowed down quite a bit, just animation-wise, in the second half.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was because I went to like hurry up huddle right away or not, or I don't know if someone's watching porn in my house. Yeah, I don't know either. But that was one of the reasons kind of why. At first, I wasn't coming into that second half thinking long, methodical drive. But once the connection started getting a little bit choppier, I was like, well, I mean, it's working. Why don't we just stick with it? And, why risk, some dangerous throws when we've had success, just kind of dinking and dunking it. So that's what we decided to do, and it paid off for us.
Yeah, Coach, if you watch back the play, you'll hear us not killing Thrizzy, but just pointing out that he was making a lot of adjustments on defense and moving guys around a lot. When you're on offense seeing that, are you – like I noticed a couple times he would move that safety out of position, then you would attack that side. Were you seeing that too and kind of attacking the user?
Oh, dude, that one time it was 3rd and 7. I think it was 14-14 still. And he accidentally stopped his corner. He was just trying to cycle through his players, but he accidentally cycled out of the corner spot, and the corner was still trying to get over there in coverage, and he stopped at the slot receiver. And he never fixed it. He was just wide open on. That's why I just threw it immediately. So there was a couple times that happened, and then I tell you what,
touchdown.
That's the one we pointed out.
That was wide open.
Yeah, that was the one where I was probably going to run it. Then I saw him wide open. Like, man, he's not going to fix this. And it actually happened a second time, but it didn't have an opportunity to take advantage of that in that situation. But yeah, just little things like that. And he played a lot of cat and mouse, and we're seeing a lot of people playing cat and mouse with us. A lot of people are daring us to throw the ball on first down. And I think this Mr. Big E-Migs did a pretty good job of making them pay for it. So overall, I'm very happy with our offense. We're pretty efficient today, and just do what we have to do to win the game.
We worked on that in Thanksgiving. It's we got a big poster on his doorway that just says "Finish."
Well, he definitely did. I mean, he ended up with 19 of 24 for 323 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wow.
He clearly got his athleticism from his mother.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I mean, should I have made him 5'11", 140?
Real quick, guys. I don't know if Thursday actually rated me first, but if he did, I just want to say thank you. I'm not sure if he rated me or he rated the G12, but regardless, if he did, Thursday, good game, and thank you for the raid.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a heck of a game. Hardcore, I just have one other final question for you. You know, a lot of people give you grief in this league. A lot of people tend to pick against you in this league despite your continual winning. I just want to ask, you got any word for those haters out there, you know, that just continue to give you grief despite your winning in this league?
Who?
I'm not sure who that's coming from. Maybe it's just your. No, I'm just kidding. No, look, like we got lucky early on in this game. We got that holding call on that 4th and 1, which is pretty nice. We had that fumble, which was pretty nice. But at the same
fumbled
time,
out of bounds once too.
Yeah, we fumbled out of bounds once, yes, sir. But regardless of it, we limited our mistakes. Otherwise, we counterpunched when we had a counterpunch. And, you know, at the end of the day, this game was exactly where it was with Cascray last week. I scored to start the 4th quarter or whatever you want to call it. And you got to give credit to Thrizzy for coming back down and scoring again, because Cascray turned it over right there, and that made it a 18, eventually 25-point game. Thrizzy made it close, so got to give credit to him. But no, I mean, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, baby. Keep on winning.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that is all we have for you, Coach Hardcore, but we appreciate you taking some time to join us in the booth, and congratulations on a big win tonight.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. I can't wait to watch the VOD. I'm supposed to be at work at 4:30, but I'm probably going to have to check out that VOD first.
Hey, Coach, what's the best thing about being 4-0?
Is that supposed to be? Am I supposed to know the answer to that? Is that something like
I mean, you should, because it's the chance to go 5-0.
We're just trying to go 1-0 next week against our rivals, baby, and we're ready for it.
Exactly. That's like the same thing, kind of.
No, it's not.
By
the way, I heard the Eric Brown Jordan thing going on early in pregame. I want to just let you know right now, I have talked to Mr. Nike Jordan, and he absolutely hates it.
Thank you so much for coming in tonight.
Wait, hardcore. I agree. I think it's dumb too. I'm never going to use it ever again. I'm blaming E-Migs for it.
Say that. Take it back.
All right. Before I go, let me the stats real quick. And we were 10 for 14 on 3rd down, and Thrizzy was 2 for 7 on 3rd down. So 3rd downs, I think, was the difference in this one. All right, that's all I got.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, well, thank you so much, Hardcore. A heck of a game, heck of a personality and coach right there. Nobody like him in this league. But, hey, he just keeps on winning, people. What else can you say? He just keeps on winning. But, guys, this is just night 1 this week of some G12 action. We have tons of other games coming up. I think, is there still a game tomorrow afternoon? They're like a matinee. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon, as you see it there on your screen. 3:30 Central, Uncle Sam's Reject, Welcome to the League versus Nasty Natty Gaming. And then I think we got some game on Wednesday night as well at 8:30 Central, Rocky Top Gaming versus St. Breezes. Is literally, no joke, part of my power just went out. I kid you not, my lamps just turned off. Awesome, but I'm still live, so this is crazy. And then there's some games on Thursday as well, so make sure you check out all of that G12 action this week. Tons of action. Emigs, Baker, any closing thoughts tonight?
I mean, I'm kind of upset that you're not supporting me in Nike Ground Jordan, but whatever. We'll talk about that off stream. No, we got an awesome week coming up. I got the big board on Wednesday. I'm not sure who we're having yet, but yeah, recruiting show Wednesday, 7:45, and hope to see everyone there.
Definitely tune in for that. Baker, any final thoughts tonight?
Nope, I thought it was a great game. I think the outcome was probably what we expected it to be. He covered the spread, and heading to the rest of the week, we got a bunch of games coming up. I'm looking forward to Thursday, where I get to square off with D's Diabetes, and a game I'm sure he's looking forward to as well. So great week of games, and appreciate the opportunity to hang out with you guys for the evening.
Yeah, Baker, this is your first time in the booth, right?
Second. I filled in once to help Fantasy not be a solo mission. I don't know, early on, or maybe it was last year. I don't remember.
Well, regardless, welcome to the booth. It was always a blast from Hottie Toddy and Emigs and Baker Vision tonight. Thank you guys for joining us here on the G12. Come back tomorrow. More action all week. And great game tonight. Shout out to Thursday. And as always, shout out to Fantasy World League in the booth tonight, producing with the best of them. We thank you so much, Fantasy World League. Y'all come back and see us later this week. Have a good one.